Oh! Hey everyone, welcome to Go Live. Thank you for chucking me in there in the deep end, Asa. It's good to be back. I was away last week. And it felt like an age. I really genuinely missed the show. I couldn't make it last week, but it was great. Asa held it down like a G. Thank you so much for everyone joining us. It's gonna be great. Everyone in chat, Rick Payne, Wagwan. It's gonna be epic. This is it. This is the last show of 2021. So we have to go with a bang. And look at these guests! Look at these guests! We're gonna have such a good time. It's gonna be wicked. Please smash that like button, share it out. We're gonna get into, obviously, like we always do, the topics of the week, the hottest topics of the week. But also at the end, we'll have to wrap up the 2021 and also look forward to what we predict in 2022. It's always nice because Asa always gets it wrong, right, Asa? And on that note, co-founder and co-host Asa, you missed me. I know you did, but I saw you smashing it last week. How are you?
I dropped you in it so fast I might be having technical difficulties right now. Oh no, this is working. That's good. I didn't check things. I was like, Gaz, I'm going to drop you in this so fast. 3, 2, 1, go. And the show went live. So hi, everyone. It's going to be great. We've got Zorka, we've got Colt. Right, easy people to talk to. Topics. End of the year makes that easy as well. I don't care about this NFT thing, but we'll see. Yeah, let's get on with it. Well, we will get into the NFT, the NFT things. And it's going to be easy chat. Well, let's see, famous last words. Because we've got our friends on the show, and it's really, really going to be a natural chat. And in no particular order. The guy with the thumbs was up doing the weird things with his fist.
No, I'm just telling people hit the like. We'll get rolling.
Okay. Is that what that is? I was like, all right, fist bumping it.
Yeah, fisting something. But first of all, shout out to Husk. He couldn't make it, but thank you, Colt. I know you're one of my best friends, but still greatly appreciate last minute turning up to cover for Husk. It's gonna work out great. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, and shout out to Husk. Husk is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'll be on again. Things come up, but he's amazing. So shout out to him, and thanks for having me on. You're right. It's like we're all friends, so this is gonna be super fun. Yep, except for Zocker. Me and Zocker are gonna go fisticuffs.
Zocker, you toddler. How?
Yep,
Zocker. First time debut on camera. You're looking sexual. I know you got the booster jab, so you're feeling a little bit groggy, but you're looking fine. I see the color in your cheeks.
I'm good. You know what? Yesterday was a little tough. I was like, yo, I don't know. And then today I was like, you know what? I can't let Gaz down. I can't. Because, he keeps, sending me pics of himself when he's waking up in the morning. And I'm like, I can't let this man down. Every morning he makes it better for me. So, and honestly, like Asa said, we all are friends. Like, we talk so much. Like, this is just a very natural show, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun. And people in the chat are awesome, man. Look at everybody. They're like, dude, they're calling it the Zulk Gaz Asa Wood thing. I don't know. They're just calling it something else. So I'm looking forward to it. And there are a lot of topics here, honestly. Like the end of the year is actually packed with a lot of stuff to talk about, and nobody gives a shit about NFT. Sorry if I cussed.
You can cuss on the show. You can cuss on the show.
Okay, because I heard fisting, and then I was like,
Soccer!
Well, after that, you can say anything. But yeah, no, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Yeah, of course.
It's a pleasure, man. It's going to be a great show. And already, Hoggy Channy, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, referring to the new sticker. It goes, Gaz, how did you know mayo is so good? Sauce, shout out to Jez. That's how I know you like mayo. Thank you so much, Hoggy. Great guy. Been playing Halo today, just like an hour ago, together on party chat as well with Dealer and stuff. It's great. Well, not today with Dealer, but yeah, thank you so much. We're going to go straight into the topics. There's a lot to cover here, actually. I'm scrolling down. I made a little list of topics. But first of all, as you can probably surmise from the thumbnail and from the title of this show, finally, after people begging for Ubisoft to do something right, they've done it. Or partially, maybe I want to get your impressions on it. Splinter Cell finally got an announcement. Another Splinter Cell is in the works. But this is a remake, and it may not be the sequel that people wanted, but people are so desperate for a Splinter Cell game. What I perceived in a very busy week was a lot of jubilation and positivity in the community. But let's find out from our guests what they think about this announcement. Both gents also play Ubisoft games quite a lot.
Can I jump into that? Because it's a remake, right? Like, they're not saying they're redoing it like completely different. So if it's a remake, that means they're going to take a lot of the original stuff and put it in there and just, up the graphics, up the FPS, up everything, make it look like a completely new game. But what I kept seeing on Twitter, Reddit, everywhere, because it's exciting, right? This is a big, Splinter Cell. It's a big franchise. What I kept seeing is people are like, they're just going to Ubisoft it. Hey, you know what? Do that. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I love Ubisoft games. I loved Far Cry 6. I love Assassin's Creed. They can't go back. Like, I know people are really mad about Assassin's Creed and the story, and it's not really that, but Ubisoft has expanded to like massive RPG open world games that give you an insane amount of content that I actually enjoy. Like, I like those types of games. Now, Splinter Cell is something different, right? It was kind of almost like the original kind of sneak around, but with the gun spy game. And, that's kind of something that's been missing. And now that they announced this, maybe they saw something with Perfect Dark, because Perfect Dark is going to be a spy game, right? It's going to be something like that. It's going to be a very, very AAA spy game. That's what Joanna Dark, first person. So I kind of correlate the two together. So it's I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also waiting to see what it's going to be, because I've been one of the proponents that I don't want remakes. I want either something that you reimagine, give me something different. I don't want the same thing. Like, honestly,
so you're hoping this is going to be fundamentally different, even if it's a remake, or would you be happy with that?
Yeah, I want it to be fundamentally different. I want it to be something that I haven't seen before, because that's what Splinter Cell, Sam Fisher, that's what he deserves. Yeah. Like, he's a big character, and he's been in like a lot of the Ghost Recon Wildlands stuff as like a cameo kind of thing. He's been around a lot. So, and he's still like that iconic sound of the night vision. Like, yeah, dude, it's like, come on, can we get something crazy cool from this? Yeah. And I know people are like in the chat, they're like, no. He deserves the best remake. No, he deserves an original story that shows how badass he really is. That's what he deserves to me.
Yeah, well, that's what Doc CMF, shout out to Doc, we were in party chat a while ago. He says a sequel would, and he makes a great point actually, a sequel would likely have been preferred by SCOGs like me, but remaking it will bring in a new audience to a great universe and keep OGs who want to go back happy as well. So that's a good point, because Splinter Cell has been absent for quite a lot of time, so it's a good opportunity to do what Doc CMF said. And it's interesting what you've said there, Zorka, about, and I'm going to, that's a great segue to you, Colt, also, to get an idea about what would you be expecting from Splinter Cell, what would make you happy? Zorka's talking about something of fundamentally more than just a remake to satiate him. What would make you happy with Splinter Cell?
I think what would make me happy is probably what they're doing. We see this a lot in the industry where they remake a game, they do like a full remake instead of like a remaster or port, so that the team can get up to speed in the engine, which will be Frostbite or Snowdrop engine. So they'll get them in the Snowdrop engine, get them familiar, get them all into Splinter Cell mode as they whiteboard and prepare for the Splinter Cell reemergence, a real game. So I think if we see the Splinter Cell remake, maybe the very first game that they're going to do, and it comes out in 2 years from now, in 5 years from then, we'll finally see a true return to Splinter Cell, a brand new Splinter Cell in the way that it should be in the 2020s, I guess. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. And that actually gets me excited, because we could go back and play the older games, and they're super amazing, classic, but maybe some things in them like, oh yeah, this is like the way games used to be 20 years ago. And you need like some modernization. And like Zocker says, some of the Ubisoft stuff that we love can come into this. It's not going to do an open world map that you have to load. That's not what Splinter Cell is. So I wouldn't even worry about that. So
I see you,
excited.
Zorka, twitching. Your facial muscles are animating. What are you about to say?
No. And to be quite, I agree with him. And then what I'm seeing in the chat, because I love interacting with the chat, right? Like these guys are what make our show what it is, make your show what it is, everything. Like these people are awesome. So to me, they're like, well, this can bring in new people. You know what brought in new people? It was Origins to Assassin's Creed. Like completely revamping what Assassin's Creed is. Assassin's Creed has been breaking records. No matter how many people actually dislike, like you're not the Templars and all that. This has brought in millions of new gamers to this. Splinter Cell has been gone for a very long time. Some new gamers don't know what Splinter Cell is. No matter how much we want to say it is, they don't. Like new gamers, like just starting to play now, 11-year-old, 15-year-olds, like they don't know what it is. So why go back and retread something instead of making something innovative? Make something that's crazy where Splinter Cell is Splinter Cell. It's not Splinter Cell Undercover, Splinter Cell something. It's just called Splinter Cell. And you redo the whole franchise and bring in new and old people together to be like, whoa, this is something cool. And I'm not saying just Ubisoft it. If it needs to be a linear game with an awesome, concise story, do it. We just had one of the best games of the year in Guardians of the Galaxy that was semi-linear. It was pretty linear, but that was a 28-hour, 25-hour experience that was freaking amazing. And that's like, if they want that for Splinter Cell, do it. I'll be right there. You don't have to make it an open world. I'll be there day and date checking it out. And that's just what I feel. That's just me.
An open world Splinter Cell sounds like it would be absolutely to me. But I don't know. No, I do know. Don't make it open world. It doesn't fit it. It just seems like this is
It'll be another Assassin's Creed with a gun. You're sneaking around,
horrible.
taking dudes out, right? And then you can just like kind of, and then at that point you're playing Wildlands because you can do that in Wildlands.
Yeah,
you can do that in the recent Ghost Recon games. I think Splinter Cell is a tough thing to do. I think that a lot of people do want it, but I don't know if it sells as much as people think. Like I enjoyed Splinter Cell. I played a lot of them. I played them on the 3. I loved Splinter Cell, but I don't know a lot of people that were like, "Yo, Splinter Cell all day." Like I don't know a lot of people that are like advocating for it crazy. And I'm talking about mass people, so that you need to make it like because it deserves AAA quality game. But to get AAA quality game, you need to have a AAA quality crowd to buy it or get it.
Yeah. That's the thing, and that's what Hargate Chan is alluding to. Thank you so much for the generous $10 super chat. He goes, and Asa, this is a great segment because I want to get your thoughts on. This is so funny because this is a stealth game. Is Ubisoft doing right by the Tom Clancy property, or is it like Disney with Star Wars? Pump out crap to try and cash in. I used to love the Tom Clancy Ubisoft games, but now not so much. Scared for Splinter Cell. And just to double back on that, and like I do with my elaborate questions with you, which you despise, but I have to because you give such nuance.
No, you don't. I've got plenty to say. You just cut that short. I'm primed and ready to go. Hold the question. Go. I'm just going to say I 100% agree with Zorka when he just said that they need to reimagine the game, take out all of the stealth. Don't cheer yet. Take out all the stealth, reimagine the game, do the Tom Clancy name properly as they do, which means like emotes and open world and aliens and like NFT shoes and socks. That's what they need to do. Do that. Splinter Cell reboot.
We laugh.
Asa woke up and chose violence, bro. Like,
yeah. Asa did choose
I was agreeing
violence.
with you.
What?
I know. I choose violence every day. Ask the group.
Well, I mean, Asa, I know you're not a stealth fan, but generally, I mean, Splinter Cell, actually, Splinter Cell probably is the worst game in the world for you. It's basically stealth, apart from...
Yeah, I've played very, very little Splinter Cell in my time because I was already off stealth before that came out, and it's mostly because I'm so good at it in real life that I just I don't need that in games.
I just sneak around life. That's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, Cole, let me get your view on this on Splinter Cell because I've kind of lost flavor with whatever with Ubisoft, apart from the latest Far Cry, which was fun, but it was very copy and paste. Now I think Splinter Cell fans want back to its origin. I think it should go back to its core, more linear, very hardcore, very stealth based. Conviction and stuff, they changed it. You know, you filled up the meter, you can go one shot, kill people. It was like a movie. I enjoyed it.
Love it.
I love that game.
Yeah, it's
but
a great game.
I think if strip it back to its core fundamentals would show that Ubisoft actually, in my opinion, appreciate Legacy. What do you think? What do you want a Conviction?
That goes, yes. I love Conviction. Blacklist didn't. Blacklist was missing something, and maybe it was Michael Ironside, and I don't know. They're great games, but like what I said earlier, them going back and revisiting a remake and keeping it true to form and modernizing the look of it by making the graphics look incredible. I think that's a way to say, because Ubisoft's made up of like 800 some employees. They work on multiple games across different studios, and they work together on different things. So
Ubisoft's made up of like 13,000 employees.
Oh, right. Yeah, wasn't it 800 people worked on Assassin's Creed or something?
No. Like I think it was 2,000.
Okay.
So Valhalla,
there's no studio conglomerate like that anywhere. Like Ubisoft is huge, and they run across Canada and Europe, and they're huge. So what I think, I said earlier, is them putting this team on a remake gets them hyper focused on what made Splinter Cell what it is by going to what I think would be the very first game that they're going to remake, and then it gets the team in the mode. This is Sam Fisher. This is a Splinter Cell franchise. We're going to build this. We're going to get people excited. Because they do it to fund the sequel, right? So we're going to do this remake. We're going to get tons of sales off of it. It will help push money forward to make the Splinter Cell reimagining or the reemergence. I don't know what to call it, but bringing Splinter Cell back to true form. So when you get that team hyper focused on making what was core to Splinter Cell, then that team can turn around. And you know what? We'll probably talk about this later on, but this is exactly what BioWare needs to do with Mass Effect is look. And I just told you this before we joined the show. You need to look at what made the original great and really focus on making that come forward in the next game. And that's the same for the next Mass Effect. I think we'll see the same thing with Splinter Cell. That's the whole reason to get that team together. What is Sam Fisher? What made that so great 20 years ago? Let's do it again. And guess who else just did that? 343 just looked at what made Combat Evolve so amazing. All of us, we love Halo Infinite, and it does have that Combat Evolve feel, and that magic that returned that you remember 20 years ago was recaptured. I think we have a lot to look forward to for Splinter Cell. I don't think you should be too worried.
Like I said, the thing, like you brought up, like Halo Infinite is a great example. They went back, made the gameplay loop better. The gameplays, the loop, everything. That's what makes Halo Halo. And, And you know what the big thing about Halo is that you could tackle any situation, any base the way you want. Like that they revamped the whole thing. The grapple hook, they added elements to the game that feels like it was a fine line of like old school Halo, new school Halo. Yeah. And they perfectly balanced that. Like that's
just amazing how they did that.
It is, and that's what you need to do with. That's just what you need to do with Splinter Cell. Like if you're gonna just do the same thing over, that's not what you do, man. Like you don't do what someone else is doing. And you know, like we're talking about all these games. Like you don't like Ubisoft games, right? Like, or you do, but you're kind of like I haven't been. The only Tom Clancy game I really haven't liked was Ghost Recon or whatever the newest one that they had. Wildlands I absolutely loved. Division 2, I played for, ask Colt, like how many hours. I beat that game, did the end game, had so much fun, and then came back for the New York thing, like everything. Like I'm actually subscribed to Ubisoft Plus because I like their games on PC.
Okay.
Because I want to try their DLCs. I want to try all the other games like Riders Republic. Like I think they're one of the best publishers out there right now. And Splinter Cell, again, I think that it's going to be hard for them to do this. I think they need to really come out and show what Splinter Cell can be in a new light. Don't make it the same. I'm sorry. You're going to have to bring something new to the table. For me personally, who has played every single Splinter Cell game, I don't want the same thing done again. I don't.
I definitely don't want the same thing again. Even if you go back and respect Legacy, there are things you need to do. Halo Infinite is I'm glad you mentioned that. Is it a shining example of how you stick to the core? It's very difficult to stick to your core, bring back the spirit of the old game that's 2 decades old or something, and then reinvigorate it with modern mechanics. So if Splinter Cell has that challenge, even if it's a remake, and I hope and you're gonna hit the nail on the head there. Great point, and it needs to do that. And Cade Forever, thanks so much for the generous $10 super chat. He goes, they need to change the controls if they're remaking it. in order to aim the gun in the original Trinity, you needed to press one of the buttons instead of pressing the left trigger. Yeah.
No.
That
I mean,
is true.
obviously, that needs to.
Really?
If they don't push the gameplay forward, like,
Yeah.
have you ever gone back and played like an original Xbox game and an original Xbox 360? Like those games, man. Like you play them, you're like, woof. Like it's different, man. Like that, and a game that a lot of people adore, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of those games where they did not push the gameplay forward, and it killed it for me. Because if you don't got the gameplay down, I don't give a shit how good your story is. I don't give a shit how good anything is in your game. If if I don't like the way it feels, I'm gonna get irritated real quick. Gameplay loop needs to be number 1, number 2, and number 3 in priorities.
That's I think very similar views with me in terms of gameplay loop and the feel of games.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
What about Asa? Is Asa an OG Splinter Cell aficionado?
No, he said.
Cole, I used the word. You have to listen. No, I'm not. No, stealth games for me, it's a long running thing that I don't do them. So Splinter Cell came out after. I'm actually brilliant at them, but I find
I like the flexing going on with Asa. Asa's really quiet, but he's got that like swag about him. I like it. I like what he's doing. Do you play Assassin's Creed like that?
Tsushima gameplay.
So do you actually play the new Assassin's Creed, Asa?
I've played no Assassin's Creed. It's funny, you mentioned you've got the Ubisoft Plus subscription. I have the Ubisoft Plus subscription, but not because I love their games, because I'm a junkie for subscriptions. I've played about an hour of Far Cry 6 in my year's subscription to that service.
I have like person. 30, but like, so what I'm going to say to you is the thing I like about Assassin's Creed, the new ones, Asa, is you could do it any way you want. If you don't want to stealth, like ask Colt. When I played Odyssey, I never once stealth. I'd walk into big forts with my swords on fire and just wreck shit. Like that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to walk around and go like stab. I just didn't want to do it. I was like, you know what, dude? I'm a demigod. I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, that's what I'm gonna do, bro. All right, and I'm gonna use these awesome abilities. So I'm saying just give it a shot and
it's an
action
adventure RPG. Really, you can play it like that. Origins and Odyssey are awesome.
He's great at the tutorial.
Yeah, that's risky. He ruined my Halo fun the other day by saying I needed to go back to that tutorial. I was devastated. No, the Assassin's Creed games, like the more recent ones, do appeal because they have moved away from the stealth a bit. But because I didn't start the series and it very much started as a stealth series, it's never felt like the right time to jump in there. So
yeah,
and then the fact that you say like have a little dabble, but they're all like 100-hour games or something, so it's a bit of a commitment. I might get there at some point.
Yeah,
I mean, they're great.
They're great games. Try it. The remake will be a good way for you to jump in. Risk it for the biscuit with the false teeth. Thank you so much for the £5 super chat. This is the game I've been waiting for. The devs have promised they will remain true to the game. It will not be an open world. They've said that. Okay, good. That's good. Risk it. With your false teeth, you give us some knowledge. Hopefully it's correct. Kate Forever, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It goes, no Zork. Lol, over 21,000 employees, 40 plus studios. Are you talking about Ubisoft?
Yeah. I literally just looked it up right now. It's 18,045 as of 2020, so they might have more. And they have a crap ton of studios.
Jeez, man. They're massive. Shout out to Fonz in the chat. And he says, do not sully the name of Red Dead Redemption 2, Zorka.
It sullied itself.
Sauce! So, yeah. Speaking of sullying things, shout out to 150 people in the chat. Smash that like button. We're just getting started. And this next topic, I've been observing, and I have to ask this question, especially as someone who did early invest in cryptocurrency. What the hell is an NFT? Because my understanding is it's using blockchain to...
Oh, gosh.
I don't know, man. It's some like digital stuff that you buy, cosmetics and stuff. Basically, Ubisoft's boss, Yves Guillemot, completely killed that name. Guillemot? I don't know how I'm saying it. Guillemot. He tells employees that NFTs are just the beginning. This ominous declaration from Ubisoft. And apparently in a Q&A this week, he was saying that, but he was being very vague. So multiple sources reported on this, and they said he leaned on buzzwords like metaverse and Web 3.0. And blockchain is a thing called But the other stuff
Don't use
is
the
not.
word blockchain to explain NFT because I don't even know what blockchain is, and it's the most negative sounding thing ever.
I mean, it's a quite good system. It's like a ledger system, but I don't bore people.
Don't use
with the
words
details
like
of it.
ledger with me.
Well, that's what it is, and apparently, like Dark CMF says, digital art. Basically, that's what it boils down to.
I mean, a blockchain just keeps track of who owns the item in the thing. That's all a blockchain is doing. It's just a database of keeping it together. That's just what it does. It just blocks and sees who owns it. So if like somebody creates an NFT or somebody buys an NFT, they're the owners of it. So like, let's say they buy a cosmetic, they buy anything within there, like, in a video game, a song or a freaking item or whatever, a drawing, an animation, they're going to own it there. And the blockchain just keeps track of that. That's what it is.
It's so weird. Like Ubisoft could put out the next Assassin's Creed and sell like this really cool helmet, and they only sell 100 of them. Then it creates this FOMO.
Well, one of them.
Yeah, this creates this, or however many, but it creates this FOMO where once 100 people buy that helmet, it's no longer for sale. But Water Egg 32 on Xbox Live can sell that back.
Badass player.
Yeah,
Water
he
Egg
could sell that
32.
back to the
Shout out to Water
Ubisoft.
Egg
He could put it back in the Ubisoft store for someone else to buy, and he could set the price. This is how someone explained it. I don't know if this is true, but like, if you buy the helmet and people really want it, you're like, I bought this thing for $20 with microtransaction purchase. I can put it back in the store and sell it to the world, and they know it's really rare, and I can mark it for $100, and then that person can buy it. And then, like, a portion of this goes to Ubisoft. They just start pulling in cash.
So this is something that I think, one, it just get it out. Like, we don't need it. Like, if you want to make money on stuff, like, I get it. Some people, like, an artist can make something for a game, sell it out there, and it's really rare, and you're the only one that has it. I understand all that. Do you know who else tried this? Blizzard. Blizzard tried this, not NFT. They tried having real live auction house for Diablo 3, if everybody remembers. So what would happen is a lot of farmers would farm items, farm gold, and set the real money price to this insane thing, and it absolutely killed it. Everybody hated the game because they wouldn't sell stuff on the regular auction house, like where you could just use in-game gold, and if you did, you'd have to have like 18 million gold to do it, and then they would take that 18 million gold and put it on the real live auction house. So it really, really just killed the game a lot. A lot of people hated it, but a lot of people don't remember that. I was there launch. This is why I have a vehemently hate. I hate it with a passion, the fire of 1,000 suns. Diablo 3. I love Blizzard. They're one of my favorites. Not anymore, but I'm just saying that thing really killed it. When you start introducing that kind of thing into your game, one, don't let it affect the game. I understand that there needs to be stuff that you got to make money, microtransactions. People make a lot of money from it. Who cares? I'm not a cosmetics guy. A lot of people are. They really like doing like, I still know people that play Phoenix Rising because they want to get all the cosmetics and the weeklies. People play all these games and they do the weeklies and dailies and they want to get these cosmetics. I'm not really a big cosmetic guy. I don't care. A lot of the stuff in game is pretty good, and Ubisoft's pretty good about it. And the Stalker team, we don't know what they're going to be like. So the NFT thing is, it's the big no word now. So everybody's like, all right, never mind. We're not going to do it because gamers will tell you, hey, this isn't happening and we're not going to buy your game. And nobody wants that stink on it, right? Nobody wants that stink on their game. So that's it. Is, if somebody does want to buy something, I don't pocket watch. I don't care. You do what you want with your money. People buy cosmetics. Dealer bought a non-flying Pegasus in Odyssey because he wanted to support, the he's just like, it just looks cool. I want to get it. And he's like, it doesn't fly. He flew off a cliff and just fell.
He shared on Twitter.
Yeah, and we laughed. And I was like, is it cool? He's like, yeah, it's still cool. And I'm like, yeah, dude, do what you got to do. Like, I don't care. Like, you do whatever you want to do with your money. People play where you want, buy what you want. And
microtransactions wouldn't be so ubiquitous and so popular if everyone wasn't spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars per account on them. It's crazy. Like,
gas.
I know like the community that we're in, I would say the majority of the community that we talk to very often are like, I don't really mess with microtransactions. I never spend money on them. I don't like them, or I'm against them, right? But then there is the majority of the world outside of Twitter and YouTube that we talk to that just spend like crazy. Like, hey, this game's free to play. I don't mind spending money to buy stuff to look cool or look different. And play to win isn't really a major problem right now. Right, guys? Asa, it's mostly just cosmetic stuff.
Yeah.
So
specifically in Halo, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, what game do you know where microtransactions affect the actual gameplay and ruin it?
There
Not
have been
recent
some, but I
games.
don't think there really are
Call
anymore,
of
right?
Duty,
The only one was-
Battlefield, anything where you can unlock progression faster. I would consider that ruining it myself.
But what? Like how would
Call of
like
Duty.
I don't know GTA. I didn't play GTA Online. I don't.
Oh,
I
the
don't
know.
know.
well, shark cards, but
Shark cards, stuff
I
like
didn't,
that.
not GTA, Call of
like, I'm
Duty,
looking for
Battlefield, I said.
examples.
So. Yeah, Battlefield. You can like
Battlefield.
pay to unlock your classes faster and get different weapons to everybody else. It's like
Oh,
the definition
that's
of pay to win, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yep, and that's bad.
Definitely.
See, like stuff like that is not good, and it's hey, it's EA again, right? Look what happened with Star Wars Battlefront 2,
Yeah.
where they really,
Yeah.
where people were just like, yo, and they just, it was so bad that Star Wars is everywhere now, right? They're like, yeah, we're
And they
not exclusive.
Stop Battlefield 2042. They it up so bad. Why? Well, that's on a different topic. But
I actually like Battlefield 2042. I'm enjoying it. Like I've played it like, when it came out, I went hard on that weekend, and then it's gotten some good updates lately. And hey man, with buddies for a couple hours, you have a good time. But I'm
Yeah.
not sitting there like going like, this is the shooter. The shooter I go to rank right now is Halo. Like, sorry,
I won't-
it's over.
I won't mention names, but there was some fallout because Halo got. Someone gave Halo Infinite Game of the Year award in the PlayStation community, and the guy goes, "What about Battlefield?" I'm like, even you in party chat, Zorko, were like, "I like Battlefield, but why are you dying on that hill?"
No, it's not even. It's not even in like the top 5 games of the year. Like, it's not like it's a great game. Like, I love playing with friends. That's how I'll always choose to play co-op or play multiplayer with buddies. Always,
Yeah.
gaming is a social thing to me. And
Yeah,
even
yeah,
the Gunk,
100%.
we beat the Gunk. Me and Colt, like a bunch of like hibernating losers, stayed and played the Gunk all day yesterday together
Yeah,
and
in party
partying.
chat.
We're like, dude, this is so cool. But like, but we talking together,
With
we're
the voice.
socializing, right? Like
it was
that's
such
that's what I want to
yeah,
do.
it was such a little chill game. Yeah,
It is.
We'll talk
and-
about. We'll get into the Gunk. I want to get your impressions on it. I've downloaded it. I've never had time to play it yet because I was playing Halo. But yeah, we'll get into that. Dark CMF. Americans don't know what the ledger means, Gaz. Sorry, apologies, Doc. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He's
Did he make
Canadian.
it- where's he from?
He's Canadian, as far as I'm aware.
How dare you? How dare you?
He's not
Whatever.
that far off from you.
I'm blocking him.
Zorka.
He's off. He's gone.
Oh,
Next.
damn. Risk it. Thank you so much for the £5 super chat. He goes, it doesn't matter the details. Basically, it's another way to monetize content that's bad. Anything digital can be reproduced. So there's that thing like, why are you doing that? I get it. It's like, I think Keanu Reeves actually made a very good comment on NFTs. It's like on artwork, you're monetizing art, but you're owning it, not appreciating the art, and it's taking away from the appreciation.
It's about exclusivity almost. Like, this is mine. I'm the only one that owns this.
yeah.
So blockchain your ass out of here because this is mine. Like
And
that's
Stalker-
what it looks like.
the Stalker devs, so they announced it, and I don't think it was that invasive, but they got rebuked so bad by the community that they had to do a U-turn, and they removed NFTs after all that backlash. So that's
yeah.
good for
Yeah.
Stalker. Good for Stalker. Smaller devs, they can't really afford to take the mick like Ubisoft do. So hopefully that goes well. They really need Stalker 2 to go well, so they can't do that.
Ubisoft's microtransactions though haven't bothered me at all. Like you
Yeah.
get, if you buy like a season pass, you're getting like a lot of content. Like the next
Yeah.
Ragnarok update for Valhalla is a 40-hour game, like a 40-hour campaign for 40. Like it's $40, but you get all this other stuff to it. Like I don't care about the cosmetics and they have them out there. Some of this stuff looks really awesome, and you can buy it. But you know what? I don't care because all the stuff in the game is still cool looking. So it's like
that's the good balance there.
like to me, I think they have a pretty damn good balance.
That's good.
weird.
By
Like,
the way,
most of this
Sorry.
microtransaction stuff is just it's sitting on a store like a thumbstick flip away that you don't have to go to if you don't want to. I'm so
but it's
indifferent about it.
there. It's
But it's
there,
there.
and it calls you. Gas. Do you want to look sexy in this outfit that you can't see because it's a first-person shooter, but other people can? You vain bastard. Yes, you do. Buy it. Buy it. That's how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah,
for me.
that's true.
By the way, Dog CMF is not from Canada. Apologies, Dog. Thank you for the super chat to clarify that. I should make errors like this all the time so I get more super chats. Born and raised in Chicago, lived in Texas, but lived all over the world. Oh yeah, you have. You've mentioned that in our Discord. I know
can't see
what
it, I'm
ledger
banned.
means.
I can't see it. I
You
banned
can't
him
see
already.
it? Well, I'll
No.
read it out. He says most Americans, he has less faith in them knowing what ledger system is. That's come from him. I'm not saying anything. I can't say anything. Quasmin agrees with you. He goes, people make a bigger deal than it is. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Moving on from NFTs, because...
Thank God.
Yeah, because that's a dry topic, but it was very important this week in the discourse of all things. Everyone was talking about it. But just a couple of very quick drive-bys. Oh shit!
You didn't even go to Asa.
Oh my!
What a
I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud. Asa, you take over.
I don't like them. I just said that, so I had something to throw in there. I said at the start, guys, you're actually right. I said at the start, I'm not looking forward to talking about NFTs, and I'm not. It is funny to me that they've overtaken DRM as the 3 scariest letters in the alphabet, and it's very hard to have a serious conversation about them. I don't think conceptually they're inherently bad necessarily, but the mix with corporations and capitalism is just going to make it horrible. So it's good that there is a lot of pushback and backlash, and people are watching them very closely to see how they are going to be used. That's all I'll say on NFTs. Yeah. Carry on, Gaz, with the show.
Okay.
Thank you, Asa. I appreciate your feedback more than anyone here. I only like one person in this panel right now.
Oh my God. That's what our buddy Fonz was doing to us last night on the party chat.
He's like, I like 2 people in this party chat, and there's 10 of us in there. He's like, I'll let you guys figure it out.
Yeah, it was like Squid Game all over again. Yeah.
Squid Games all over again. He picked me. Doc CMF, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. In my day, though, I was a very good hockey player, so Canadian tie-in allowed. That is a Canadian sport. Canadian
That's a
hockey,
Russian
by the way.
sport, if anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just talking shit.
Well, ice hockey, that's a mad sport. You guys beat... anyway, off topic. Mike Pine going... Asa's scowling at me. I'm doing some drive-by topics on...
That's my relaxed face.
I can't tell anymore. Couple of things. So this week I was watching... So Game of the... I know you covered this last week and I was away, but you know how... Jeff Keighley didn't even nominate Forza Horizon 5. Jeff Keighley, he did. I don't care. It's Jeff Keighley's show. He didn't nominate it. The judges didn't get the memo. They didn't give Forza Horizon 5 their fair share. And look at your background there. But funnily enough, IGN, who can be a bit controversial. I have made fun of them in the past, and I will in the future. Gave Forza Horizon 5 the Game of the Year award, which is great for a racer to get a Game of the Year award. And Jeff Keighley's show, the People's Award, went to Halo Infinite. No, it didn't. Yes, it did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
it did. The People's Choice went to Halo Infinite, and that is the right choice.
By a distance, by a fair distance, obviously.
I will say that vote was done before the game even released. So a lot of people that voted didn't even play the game. And I said that
multiplayer.
And I said that in RDX. I was like, hey guys, I get it. We're all, we're all hyped, but let's chill. And then I played Halo for 4 days straight or 5 days straight, and I put 31 hours on heroic in the campaign. And that to me is by far the game of the year this year. And I this is coming from somebody that absolutely loved Guardians of the Galaxy. I loved Far Cry. I loved Forza Horizon 5. Age of Empires to me is the strategy game of the last couple years. Like it's a great game, but Halo blew me away. I couldn't, and I'm one of those people that I was like, F you, give me co-op. I'm pissed off about it. I don't care. I know a lot of people are gonna get mad at me in the chat. I don't give a shit. I want co-op. I want it.
100%, man.
And me and you are in that. Like my buddies, like I'm like, dude, I'm saving Legendary to play with them. So so that's the biggest thing. But Halo does deserve it, and you know what? Forza deserves it too, because Forza is like a technical marvel. Like it's beautiful and it plays so well, and they won a bunch of awards too. Xbox killed 2021. The whole narrative. Xbox has no games. Fuck off. Done. The whole they don't make high quality games. F off. It's done. Game Pass is fodder. F off. That's done. A lot of things, like, they literally just slapped all the idiots across the face, across the board all year, especially the end of this year. So
the end of the year was the more decisive slap. You felt the bass in that slap, because the strength of Halo. I want to talk about Halo though, because me and Dealer, no spoiler, please. Okay, fine. We won't talk about Halo because I have some issues with the story, and I'm in the outlier. That me and Dealer are on the same page, but only on Xbox. There's no spoiler, please.
You guys just didn't understand it. Like I get it. Like you didn't understand.
Yeah, I mean, you guys
didn't. Cool.
You don't understand.
Yeah, like, you couldn't connect the dots. I get it. I get what
You guys had
happened.
the sound off, but no, we're just kidding.
You guys were playing on mute. I get it. Like, it just,
Yeah, I'm making a video on why I don't like Halo Infinite story. But yeah, you can watch it because for people who haven't played it, I don't want to ruin it for them because people are in. And there was this stuff, 5% of people have only completed the Halo campaign and someone is sharing it. I'm like, man, it just came out. Plus, it's an open world game, man. People are taking time to complete this game. I've completed it twice and on Legendary, and I'm doing my third run on Legendary because it's so much fun. But yes, the game is amazing. The story, I think, is a bit wank, but we'll talk about it later.
I give it like a 9.3. And the reason why I took it down, and people are gonna get mad because the co-op's not there. Like I took it down because it's such an integral part. But I was going in, honestly, everybody, I was going in harsh on this game because the no co-op, and I forgot about it because I was having so much fun by myself, which is again, that's hard for Halo to do. When every experience I've had with Halo, first time I've ever played it was co-op, and the only time I've ever beaten every single Halo was in co-op. Because I love that game. Same with Gears. If Gears, they were like, no co-op, I'd be like, what?
That's bad. That's bad. Lack of co-op. Asa, I kind of want to get your without spoilers, Asa. You completed it recently. Last week I checked the Go Live show, watching it back. You said you didn't like the open world, but you've changed your mind on that. Or maybe...
so for me, Halo... I docked it 3 points for how long the credits roll for, and I still gave it an 8 out of 10. It was an 11 before the credits. I absolutely loved the game, but I stand by that the open world isn't introduced very well. When you first get there and it first opens up and it says, Fob, rescue these people. Fob, rescue these people. I was pissed. And the open world is still not technically impressive to me. But it's an amazing game from start to finish, apart from that minor quibble. They've managed to take Halo, they've taken everything that was good about the originals, they've married it up with the Sony sad dad genre. For me, not a lot of people are saying that, but they've married it up in terms of, you hear a lot of people saying they've humanized these characters. They've done a great job of telling personal stories with these characters now. And
not really, but yeah.
Well, Gaz doesn't like the story, but everybody else can say they've done a great job with telling stories around these characters now in a way that Halo hasn't really done well before, and I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Still, I agree. But what do you mean by not technically impressive open world?
That's a good point.
I would like to have seen a version of that game that was not developed as a cross-gen title. It's technically impressive as a cross-gen title, but in my head, do you remember? Okay, example, right? The game, the world of Halo. You've got this structure, and you can see all of these Forerunner alloy pillars and stuff with loose ground on top of it. That should be loose ground. The grass is every bit as hard as the Forerunner alloy, and it shouldn't be. So technically, I think there's a lot more you could do with Halo. Do you know Red Faction, games like that? Even Minecraft, where you've got everything's destructible, and then you've got a layer of bedrock or undestructible technical constraint ground. Halo lends itself to doing that. Everything about it is it would actually make sense in universe to have a layer that you can't destroy and the rest loose, but not going to happen on a base Xbox One.
That actually makes a lot of sense. I think that I think we said it on RDX, and I said it a while ago. The Game Awards show, all those games that they showed, really made me feel like we finally entered the next gen. What we're going to see, really? Suicide Squad. I was watching that and I was like, "What?" I was like, "This game freaking awesome!" I was like, dude, the frames, the way they presented it, the open world, the amount of shit going on. I get what you're saying now. No, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think that the next game, that's what Coalition is doing. They're like, hey, we're gonna go on our little hovel for a little while, leave us alone, and when we come out, you're gonna get it's gonna be next gen. Halo, I think, is the last cross-gen game Xbox is bringing out. Yet Sony is bringing out all their games cross-gen next year.
You know
that's interesting.
Yeah. The moment that got me on that thought is you get in like a scorpion tank and you drive it into like an old dead tree stump, and the dead tree stump goes, nah. Just gonna stay here, thanks.
You don't want to fuck with the tree stumps, bro.
It's not Fable. We can't do anything in Fable either with the trees. Infamous trees in Fable.
We keep seeing that. Somebody just shared in the Gunk how every piece of foliage moves with the character as you go through. And then they split it up with Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, where they walk through ferns and they don't move at all. It's like every game has like a different approach to how it treats its world and its interactivity. And they put more focus on certain areas. And I get that when you look at the open world of Halo Infinite, it doesn't blow your mind. It doesn't look anything like Red Dead Redemption 2's rocks and trees, right? It doesn't look that amazing, but it's so fun to play in. And the physics and the interactivity with projectiles and characters, and you can throw a fusion coil on a jump ramp and it will take off. And the physics interactivity is really incredible with Halo Infinite, but you know, you can bump into a stump and it won't move. And it's just, you always have this suspension in games when you play that are missing things at the cost of something else. But we always have to remember that Halo Infinite was always an Xbox One title, and it was always meant to release for Project Scarlet and Xbox One. Like, it was supposed to land right in the divide when they would stop with the Xbox
Bridge the gap
One.
between last generation and this generation.
Yeah, I mean, the game's been in development for 6 years. It's obviously been developed before they knew what the CPU would be. Of course, they have an idea what next generation hopefully would be, but everyone, all these games we've been playing, nothing has been made with next generation in mind. Yeah, because it's just that's just like we're not there quite yet.
Until next year. I'd say summer next year and then end of next year. But I get what you're saying. That makes and I hate that when people like look at like tree here versus this game, or some dumbass is shooting a fruit basket in another game. Like I just think like, bro, go play just go play a game. Like, go enjoy a game. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we play everything. Like I just started playing Horizon Zero Dawn for the first time, and I'm playing it on PC because I want to use this. I don't want to use a PlayStation. I want to use this. I want to use the Halo controller, my Elite controller. I want to use that when I'm playing. So I'm playing it on PC, and it is one of the most technically impressive games I've ever seen. Like, it is beautiful. The foliage is great. Like, the game looks great. Like, we're gamers. Like, that's what I want to see. And what you were saying about like the stump, right? Like that little stuff. Like, I get what you're saying now by not technically impressive, but for me, one of the most oh shit moments was when I was going to an FOB and there was this battle happening with these, like, you know, Marines. I was saving these Marines and they were going at these other guys, and I was on top of a perch, and it was just a straight fight going on. And then I like it, I was like, oh, this is so cool. And I was so overwhelmed of how I could tackle it. So I'm throwing a grenade over here, rocketing a guy over here, grappling to another guy. Like, that stuff was so smooth. So for me, I forgive it because the gameplay was so concise. It was so good. That's what made, like, you were doing stuff in Halo that you've never done in any other game. Like, that to me what was cool.
I have to reiterate though. I have to reiterate the first thing that I said was that I docked 3 points for the length of the credits and still gave it an 8 out of 10. Right? I loved the game overall.
It was really long.
The only thing that I'll say is, in terms of game of the year and things, I think for me, Halo Infinite was my favorite game of the year. But I know that I'm coming at that from a place of being a massive Halo fan, and I would still give It Takes Two game of the year. But I would like to talk to more people that are like playing their first Halo. What do you think of Halo Infinite? To see how good it actually stands up as a game on its own without that Halo feeling behind it. But
that's a very good point, because we can't obviously come here with a Halo lens.
And you got to look at the people that play like, for me, every time somebody's new to Halo or somebody that's playing Halo, they're not playing the campaign right now. They're playing the multiplayer. And they're like, this is great. This is great. This is different. Like, this is very I like it. I like it. I like it. And, you know, a lot of people I play with are on console and PC. Like, everybody knows I'm down the middle, PC and console. That's what I play. So like, when I play with my buddies and when we want to go hard on ranked, we're on PC with Halo and we're going hard. Like, I'm diamond ranked. And Gaz, you need to play with me.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Almost diamond.
Right, yeah, catch up, right? I need you to get there. I need a homie.
I'll get there.
But that's what I'm saying, is that, like, this game is, people forget about that. Like, the campaign is so good, but I put them together with the multiplayer because that's what it was supposed to be. but now they're kind of separating. I think this is the last time we're going to see that, where the multiplayer and Halo campaign are tied together. I think it's going to be, I think they're separating that, but this is the last, like with the multiplayer and the campaign, it's a 9.3, easily game of the year for me. Easily.
Yeah, definitely. I guess, I'm not going to throw my controversial takes. There's a video coming out on the story. We'll talk about that. Risk it for the biscuit, £5 super chat. Thank you so much. Because Gaz, say right now they should have released the game and co-op is okay to come later. Say
nope.
No, did you not listen to me?
It's not.
No, it's not. If the game is screaming for co-op, like even today I was playing, I'm like, oh man, like the vehicles are redundant, like the Warthog. Can you imagine how much fun this game is to play in co-op? It's made for co-op. It screams.
It literally screams. I wish my buddy was here right now. Like, and I'm playing it and I love it and I'm enjoying it and I'm doing some crazy stuff. But man, if like one of my buddies was in there, like, dude, let's get it. No, Risk It. We're not going to say it. Stop.
No, not going to say Risk It.
How about you say it wasn't okay? How about you say that?
Yeah. Why should I have thought about saying that? Turn it around. But it's a great game. And Hoggy, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. It's very generous again. Story was good. We talked about this. Halo stories are like this. They thought they did a good job tying up 5, setting up a future Chief story, delay co-op. This is a non-co-op game, not going back to campaign later. Well, I think because the delay is so long, I don't know if people will actually end up playing it. And I think they did an awful job of marrying 4, 5, and Infinite, in my opinion. Let the video come out. We can discuss it. I'd love to get
it. It's okay. I get it. Don't worry about it. You can't. You're... Me and Cole, because I've heard the same thing, like from one other person, and it was just you and that one other person, and everybody else was like,
Dealer?
"Oh, that was good." And then yeah, Dealer, my boy.
Dealer.
And me and him went back and forth in it, and I talked to Colt, and I was like, me and Colt are like, we like it. It's all right.
And that's great. And I will make the video when you want to talk about people in chat. Everyone just come at me. It's fine because I'm the outlier here. People think I have an axe to grind, but I'd love to have a conversation how people, to me, and this is going to sound like really stuck up my own ass, but I think gamers and story, they have such a low bar. After the reception for Halo Infinite, I'm thinking, really? But that makes me a prick. But we'll talk about it after.
I think the reason why you think that. Dude, honestly, Asa, be like this like all the time, bro. You've been flexing on
like this all the time.
I need to hang out with Asa more, bro. Like Asa's freaking cool. But
somebody has to put Gaz in his place,
right? Like, see, the problem I think people don't have with gaming stories is I don't like game stories that take it out of my hands. If I have to put the controller down and pay attention and listen to what you're saying, I don't like it. The reason why I like Halo story is because like there is a guy, right? Like one of the targets you're going after, he tortures people.
No spoilers for like people.
It's not spoiler. It's just this is just one of the targets. And like, you know, she, the weapon or whatever, you have the AI with you. She's like, his reputation isn't that good. And then he turns around. He's like, neither is mine. And then it just goes, you control. You do what you got to do. You progress the story. You handle how you want to handle it. That to me is good storytelling in gaming. The same thing with Rise, Son of Rome. When you're getting stabbed multiple times going through, have you guys played to the ending where you're killing like 8 guys and they've stabbed you and you're basically becoming more than a man at that point? That to me is good storytelling because I'm doing it. It's me. It's not the game. It's not the developer telling me how to do something like in Last of Us 2, which was trash. Yeah. I want to control it. It's my game. Yeah. It's my experience. Yeah. That's a
good point. And I'll talk about the implementation of that. There's still ways to do that kind of open-ended storytelling more effectively, but we'll talk about it. But that's a great point, and I'd love to talk to you about it once the video's out.
And just really quick though, just because that's sort of interesting.
Somebody called you a what? Oh, Pegasus.
They called me a Pegasus. You just don't like my pretty wings. F you.
With that though, with what you just said about to be able to control things and play them your way, what did you think of the Hellblade 2 reveal? Just because of what you just said about interactivity and story delivery.
They said that's all gameplay. So I got to see what they're going to do. So I think the game graphically is like, holy shit, that's great. Now, Hellblade, I haven't played it. I played it like once and I thought it was beautiful, but I need to go through Hellblade 1. Hellblade 2 just impressed me by a technical standpoint. Like I was like, this looks amazing. Now, if the gameplay is there and I'm not sitting there a lot, like I think that's what Hellblade did is they kind of put it in your hands a lot. And that's what it looked like. Like, you're the one throwing the stuff, you're the one doing stuff. And I get that it's a little scripted where you're running, but as long as I'm doing something, I'm okay with it. But if it's more like just sitting there and it's moments and they're trying, I'm not going to like it. I just don't like the game if it's out of my hands for so long. And that's something that I had a problem with Quantum Break, is like, you're playing the game, the cutscene for 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, so I'm sitting here and I get it. Like, you're trying to do something different, but I needed it. I want to do it. Let me do it.
Yeah. That's a very good point. That's a very good. And games like Metal Gear Solid 4 and they came against critique like that, which is so funny considering how MGS5 ended up. Shabs Inevitable, thank you so much for the chat. He goes, Halo Infinite campaigning is now the best Halo I've ever played. And before it was Halo 3. Some may find the story bad, but I think it's perfect. I don't want to sully people's things because people like came at me after. It's like, hey guys, I actually enjoyed it. Part of the unintended effect was I set your expectations low and boom, you enjoyed it. So thank you to me. No,
you really are.
No, I am. Dog CMF does a $15 super chat. He goes, Acer, beautiful. Acer fires shots were really hard. I love the fact that the chat has come together to celebrate how hard Acer murked me. Thank you, chat. You know what? I'm going to go even harder on the Halo story than I was going to because I'm a petty man. Someone said Acer, the Vulcan sniper strikes. Shout out to the 220 people watching. It's a great chat and great show and chat. You guys have been brilliant. Acer, you piece of... And we're going to move on. There's so many topics to talk about, but this is so much fun. Okay, so this week we also got a game that I'm really looking forward to. And it won't have a shit story like Halo. No, I don't know.
Yes!
I'm playing.
What are you about to say? So what game is that?
Sifu. I don't even know what the story is for that game. I don't even know if it has a story. I don't even know if it has
Sifu?
I was just playing. I'm playing. But in terms of gameplay, in terms of the premise of the game, I don't think Halo's story is shit. I just, we'll talk about it later.
Stop damage controlling. Man up.
Okay. Shit. But Sifu hands-on impressions came out. So it's impressing people. And just give a couple of publications. IGN, as much as we love to hate them, we do love them. I don't hate them. IGN said almost everything in Sifu feels silky smooth. GameSpot said its unique approach to death is it felt pretty amazing. So the way Sifu handles death is, if you die, your character actually ages, which means whilst he gets a bit more wiser and more powerful, he can take less damage. And I think it's such a clever mechanic. And I just want to get your thoughts on Sifu. It's one of the more PlayStation/PC exclusives. But I'm really looking forward to Sifu because it reminds me of Old Boy. If you haven't seen Old Boy, oh my God, what a sick movie. And Raid Redemption.
Oh,
Zorka. You're a Raid Redemption guy, right? Yeah, we talked about this last time.
Raid Redemption is like my favorite action movie ever. Like, dude, that is the Indonesian film. Those guys are amazing. I love that movie. I still watch it. Like sometimes when I'm working out, I'm just like, yeah, like this movie.
Yeah, it's so sick, so sick. What do you think about Sifu?
Talk about Sifu, man? I feel like
what do you think about it?
I feel like Colt's sitting there in the corner. Hi, Colt.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the gameplay.
What? I swear to God, Colt, you cannot be happy about the Gunk and then tell me this doesn't look good. What do you think about this, Steve?
The Gunk is 10 times. No, I'm just kidding. No, the Gunk didn't. My gripes with the Gunk didn't have really any combat. So I don't know. This is different, I suppose. It's kind of a weird angle too.
Oh, you mean the camera angle?
Yeah, I mean it's. I guess it's all right. It's better than. I don't know. This is the first time I'm seeing it.
Yeah, it's they can play as a chick. I didn't realize that. That's pretty cool.
The combat looks sick. Honestly, like if they get that down, right? Like just cool looking combat, like I'll enjoy it. The gameplay needs to be good, and it's not graphically like amazing, but the environments in it look cool. Like you can use the environment, you can use weapons, you can look at this thing, dude. Like
this is reminds me of Sleeping Dogs in a lot of ways. How you can grab things and use the environment. Yeah, and Sleeping Dogs is fantastic.
Great game.
And it looks like you're using button combos like you do when you've unlocked stuff in Sleeping Dogs. Yeah, it looks cool.
And the previews have been quite glowing with praise about the game because they talk about the fluidity in the combat system. And that's the really key point about a game like this that's primarily based on hand-to-hand combat. And resoundingly, a lot of people are very impressed with the combat in the game. So this could be I say sleeper hit. I think it should be in the limelight of more people. It's a small indie studio, no? I forgot the name of that.
Team that made
Slow
Absolver.
Clap. Slow Clap.
Oh, yeah.
Slow Clap developer.
Slow Clap, yeah.
Yeah, they made Absolver. Yeah, Yeah, good call. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Moby, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Gaz, love to see Colt and Zorka on. Of course, I told you months ago on your show that Hellblade was going to look better than God of War. In fact, Mo, I actually said that a few weeks ago as well. But we'll go into that. Along with some other things.
Well, don't compare them. I'm sorry, don't compare them.
Actually,
it's very cinematic what they went for in Ninja Theory, and it looks insane. It's the best looking game we've ever seen. But I will never trash talk God of War because God of War is the only game that made me forget I was playing with a PlayStation controller. I'm just saying. That's the only game where I was in it and I was like, this is really good shit going on right now, good combat. And then I was like, oh, I forgot I was playing with a PlayStation controller because I hate that controller. I want to throw it out the window. But the new one's great. But yeah, never mind. We'll move on. Let's talk about Sifu because the combat looks good. I want to check it out. Is it coming out for this PlayStation? Right?
I think and PC. Yeah.
Well, I know where I'm playing it.
Asa, are you a fan of the way this looks? Because this looks cool, man.
It definitely looks cool. I still have the same concerns. We talked about this game a few months back, and the combat is very familiar. It's the context-sensitive combat that you get in most games nowadays, most action games. But that appears to be all that it is. So it looks like they might have done it well, and it looks like it would definitely be fun to just pick up and have a blast on. I don't know if it will still be fun 8 hours in, but
that's a good point.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully it will.
It's a $40 game. And it's only on the Epic Game Store for PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that kind of like Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Oh yeah, which I bought but I haven't played.
By the way, Forspoken. You know that PlayStation exclusive. It's on the Xbox Microsoft Store on PC. You can buy it there, day and date, and still get Xbox achievement.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
No
you can
way.
Get it there. So if you don't want to play, if you want to get achievements, or if you want to be in that ecosystem, you can play it on the PC right there, day and date. Yeah, and get Xbox achievements. Yeah, no, it's. I looked it up because I saw it advertised, and I was like, wait, isn't that a exclusive? And then I saw it, and I was like, oh, it's not. Get wrecked. Moving on.
Yeah, interesting. Risky, thank you so much for the £2 super chat. For the best guys in gaming, loving the show. That's a lot of praise.
Thanks, Risky.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you. What's better, the Gunk or Destruction All Stars? No, I wrote that in the Twitter. You guys have been playing the. Oh, you took it out? Oh, damn it. Oh, man, see, Ace is now venting all my console warring in the ticker. There'll be nothing there in the ticker later on. Colt singing as Zorka's disappeared. What you've been enjoying the Gunk? So I saw on Twitter people are like, oh, it's a 70 metal Game Pass fodder. Is this Game Pass fodder? ACG was like, doesn't do anything new. What's your take on the Gunk? Because you sounded like you were enjoying the hell out of it in party chat.
I mean, it was satisfying. It was therapeutic. It was, I don't know. I'm just going through and light puzzle stuff, some, vacuuming up sludge and collecting and scanning alien stuff. It was just relaxing. This game could have gotten a much better score if you had you have a laser bolt you can shoot out, a plasma ball.
Basically, you want combat.
Yeah, you're walking around if there were little creatures that came after you and you could shoot them and then collect little particles from them to help you create stuff.
Yeah,
it would have been even better. You're running around trying to figure out stuff, and if little creatures came down, you shot them and had this cool little third-person combat in between. It's the same thing that I said about Returnal. I spent so much time Returnal looking for the right direction to go to get into combat, and then you get ambushed, and there's so much downtime in Returnal sometimes. This is kind of like that. It was cool. I'm glad I played it. That's all I can say is I'm glad I played it. It was 5.5 hours. I'm glad I played it.
Let's be
And
real.
the Game Pass, it didn't cost you anything apart from the subscription cost. But you two were saying, Zorka, I think you were saying it's like a perfect party chat game. Like,
It's a perfect. It's one. Yeah, it is. It is the perfect party chat game where you're just kind of chilling. Like I told you guys, I got the booster on Thursday, so Friday I was up and down. I was just kind of like, so I was just enjoying the game, and it was. I told Colt this yesterday. I was like, it's the perfect balance right now because we just had Halo, which is intense, fighting, heroic, flying around, shooting, dying. Like you're going off. You're going off. It's like an intense story. You're constantly fighting stuff. This one was kind of like a chill game, 5 hours. And you know what? Because we're frauds, we like achievement points. It gives you pretty decent achievements. So that's what we do. We love those. And it's just a cool game. And it's on Game Pass. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm going to check it out. And I did. And I'm glad I did because it was a good kind of like I wasn't feeling well. And I was just kind of chilling, hanging out and talking to buddies on the thing. And I was playing on the Series X. And it looks great on there. And you just, get your controller, sit back and enjoy. Like, you're not trying to aim at stuff. You're just kind of solving puzzles, doing stuff, gathering up the gunk, going around. I didn't care about the story. And, you just have fun playing it. Explore the world, look around. And, it was cool. I thought it was an okay game. I didn't sit there and go like, oh my God, like Game Pass strikes again. No, it's just a chill game that if it wasn't on Game Pass, I probably wouldn't play it. Like I didn't have any interest in it anyways. And since it was there, I checked it out. I never listen to reviews. I never listen to what people say. I don't.
Yeah.
I hate it because if I did, I would never play Sea of Thieves, which I'm playing tonight with my boys. I would never have 700, 800 hours in Sea of Thieves. And that's my favorite game of last generation by far. And so I do it my own way, man. You play games, and that's what everybody should. And I recommend everybody here, if you have Game Pass, like check it out. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. Not everything there is supposed to be for you. But me and Colt had a good time. We played and talked about it today or yesterday, and we played I think we played the whole game kind of together, like just talking and bullshitting about everything. So it's a good game.
I put like 4 hours into it yesterday. I got into the first main part of the game, and then last night or the night before, and then yesterday Zocker and I just hung out, and we both finished the game. I had a couple glitches where I had to reload a checkpoint because something didn't happen, so I couldn't go forward. Like it's funny because we were in party chat and dealers making fun of me that I couldn't pay attention. I didn't know what was happening. And I realized I looked at a walkthrough on my phone and Zocker's like, you're cheating. I'm like, I have to see what I'm doing wrong. And I'm like, I did exactly that. And a bridge didn't turn properly. I reloaded the save and it did it immediately.
That's annoying. I
had 2 of those issues.
I didn't have any
happen often in games.
I didn't have any glitches in game. The game just crashed to home like twice. But that was it. And it was like, and I just reloaded it, played, kept going. Like, it's just what happens,
Dealer was enjoying it as well. He was talking about it.
Dealer liked it a lot.
Great time. Yeah, Dealer was like, it's a cool game. It's a cool little chill game. And that's what I think that's what we needed after.
We did need because I played through Halo Infinite on heroic under review embargo with a deadline, and I was like stressed, and I really enjoyed it. And then I started back over again at release and did heroic again and tried to pop a bunch of achievements, and that game can get really intense. And then just to sit back and play a game like this, there is like that funny thing where people are like, the Xbox guys are capping for the Gunk right now, and then they made fun of Destruction All-Stars. I played Destruction All-Stars, thought it was cool. Played it once or twice, and then I'll never play it again.
Yeah, that's how good it was.
But that's all real people should have to say about a game that they don't like. Especially Destruction All-Stars, that came with PlayStation Plus, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't really pay for it. I'll say, hey, it was interesting. I played it a couple times, but I'll probably never go back to it. Instead of going, I gotta do a whole speech and get on a soapbox and tell people how I didn't like a game. It's like the same thing where people, actually, I was looking last night, people were going off on me because I said about how great Xbox has been in 2021. They're going off on me, how they need to convince me that they don't think Xbox deserves to be in the media and to be praised so much this year, and how they don't have anything.
It's going to be a long gen for them.
It's like, dude, like if you don't like Xbox, why are you talking about it so much? Let the people who like what they like talk about it.
No. Don't make them stop. The sauce needs it. Let them cry.
Listen, I get the sauce, but at some point it becomes kind of like, shut up.
Yeah,
like it's like
even for
I get
me,
it. Like if you don't like something, you don't like something. Like I've had people tell me like, don't play Horizon Zero Dawn, and like I'm like, hey man, we're Xbox guys. I get it. We like Xbox games, and that's
right.
and I'm gonna be. I've told Colt this. I've told everybody this. Xbox, the console, I love it. It's great, but it's not why I'm an Xbox fan. I'm an Xbox fan because of Gears, Halo, Forza, their franchises. I'm here for the games. Always first and foremost. That's it. So when I'm saying like I'm going to play Horizon Zero Dawn, I get it's a PlayStation game. I get it. But you know what? I've heard it's a great game. And there's a reason why it sold over 10, 12 million units and why people are like, yo, this is one of my favorite games ever. So when people say like, I don't like, you shouldn't like, I've had people tell me, they're like, you played the Gunk? Wow, man, way to cap for, I'm like, bro, play a game. Shut up. Yeah. Like, and I hate when people like, they don't like something and they go on about it for freaking days. And I'm like, dude, have you ever gone to a restaurant with like your girl and then the food sucks? Do you look at her and complain for 45, days? No, you look at her and go, salmon sucked. Let's get the hell out of here. That's it. That's all you say. Like, and then you move on.
And you could go to a restaurant and spend $60 and have a not great experience. But if you're talking about it every time you go over to your friend's house, you're like, they invite you over and you sit down on their couch and you go off about how the salmon sucked at that restaurant. Like, I don't like hanging around with Jerry anymore. He's super annoying.
Jerry. I love that name.
Jerry, so this little light thing right here is pissing me off.
It looked like
it's like that's why I turned off the camera because I had to turn the. I'm gonna close the blinds. Give me a second.
It's your little
my bad
Halo.
Boys.
Yeah.
Pissing me off.
Asa, talk to me about the Gunk.
I can't. I haven't played it. It's not super high on my list to play because I haven't done Psychonauts 2 yet either. So maybe I'll get to the Gunk at some point. Maybe I won't. It's there if I want it. Not much else to say.
Sleepy Goblin goes, Jerry makes me drink. Okay. In this week, the PlayStation 5 covers and controllers got released. This is why they went after D-Brand so hard, because they wanted to do this. It was obvious. They wanted to sell their faceplates, $60 or something for these faceplates. And very quickly, I want to talk about it. Colt, that's a lot of money, no? For like this shit. I mean, is it okay to do?
I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted, but I look at my PlayStation 5. It looks so dorky. I'm so tempted, but
what a fan!
I'm so tempted to get the D-brand ones. The D-brands are so much better. They got rid of the pop collar. At the top, it rounds up and follows the curvature of the actual console instead of some industrial designer going, let's make horns. The PlayStation 5 looks dorky. It's a cool console, but it looks dumb. I'm sorry, it does. And I'm not going to go to my friend's house and sit on their couch and do a rant about how it looks ridiculous. Just do it here and I'm done. All right. The D-brand plates are $10 more. They offer 2 times more colors. They also offer a $10 upgrade to put your choice of 10 colors of LED strips down the inside of the wings and some other things. So
it's a lot of choice.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Shout out to D-brand.
They have a no, I don't give a shit kind of attitude, which I kind of like. It's very saucy. Gents, do you have anything to add on the faceplate? I know it's a bit of a mute topic, but do you want? Nah?
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It's a weird one, but
I don't use my I think I've out of everybody here, I could be freaking wrong. I think I've used my PlayStation more than anybody here. Like I've played Demon Souls, I've beat Miles Morales, I put like 17 hours into that. I've played a shit ton of Returnal, I've beaten Ratchet and Clank, and then that's all. I haven't used it since June. It's just sitting there. I didn't want to play Deathloop there because I want to play it on my Xbox. I want to get achievements for that because it's an Xbox Studio. But the PlayStation, like, it's just sitting there. I brought it, like, I moved, right? So I made a move. That's why I wasn't on earlier. So now that I'm here and settled, I could be on cam with you guys and hang out with Gads and, hug him. But the PlayStation is just sitting there, and I updated it. And then I was just sitting there with, like, okay, moving on. Like, I don't care to customize it.
I don't care what my console looks like either. If I make fun of the PlayStation 5, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what the Series X looks like a mini fridge. I'm looking at my screen.
Yeah.
But if you go to the D-brand site, to look up the plates, in big letters it says D-brand plates, checkmate lawyers. That's what it says on their site. So they have no chill.
Savage.
And good for them.
Good for them. Shout out to them. Shout out to 220 people watching. Smash the like button. We're gonna talk into some next things, not cases. just got announced a day ago. Mass Effect 4 uses Unreal Engine 5. And I know I missed last year, but damn, UE5, have you not played the Matrix demo? It was epic. It's amazing. This is what... Asa, you're the tech guy, man. You have to... I'll be dying for you to talk to me about Unreal Engine 5. Surely you were impressed by this, because this game, I couldn't tell the difference at some points because they switched between Neo and
yeah,
movies.
that was so cool.
So sick. The engine is mad. Even the physics. I think me and you were talking about Zorka. Like, I was just smashing the cars into stuff.
Dude, that's what I was doing, because everybody was like, look at the world driving all nice. I got in, I'm like smashing and shit. I'm like, let's see what's going on here. I want to see bodies flying. I want to, like, this is a video game, man. Like, let's see what's going on. I wanted to see the, like, in the crash physics, they didn't build it for that, right? Like, it could be a little better, but it was still like, I was just smashing into stuff.
I thought it was really good.
It was decent, yeah. But I want to hear Ace, because Ace is a big tech guy.
Yeah, Ace, what's your thoughts on the Unreal Engine 5? Because that, to me, just floored me. And how amazing that they gave you this whole comprehensive demo to play. To me, that was just shocking.
Yep. Was nice.
What? What did God just give us that was nice? What do you think, tech analysis guy, about Unreal Engine 5 looks like it's going to be the next big thing for this generation, like it was for last gen, Unreal Engine 4.
And the generation before, like I said, yeah. So Unreal Engine has led pretty much everything in the industry since Gears of War came out. That was, it defined what games were going to look like on the 360 generation and PlayStation 3. It defined most things that we saw last gen, and it's going to do the same again this time. We got double whammy like showing of it, because we got the Matrix demo, and obviously we got Hellblade 2 as well. And if anybody wasn't paying attention,
that wasn't going to be the first game to be shown off for Unreal Engine. Well,
actually, see, no, we covered this last week. My prediction for that was that I would be surprised if Hellblade 2 was shown, and I was surprised, so I was correct. Right?
What? I can't believe it.
I'm taking it as a win. Yeah, no, it looks phenomenal. I did. We talked about it a bit last week with Ains as well. And both of us had the same scenario where we like have a wife nearby who sees it and thinks that we're watching the movie or a trailer for the new one or something like that. It looks
awesome,
incredible. It has a few issues. Like, it definitely pushes those consoles hard in terms of an actual playable game. Do we want 30 frames per second? Is it going to actually be that? Like, what's it going to look like when they deliver a full project? But in terms of what it delivers, the number of people that worked on it, there was a point in there where I ran around in the city and I found just a random NPC that was crossing the road, stood in front of them for a while to see if they would walk into me or if it's better than Cyberpunk. They didn't walk into me. They noticed I was there and they walked around. I was like, that's an improvement already. But then I had a look at this NPC.
Cyberpunk it.
In Cyberpunk, they just walk into you and then sometimes say rude things, and it's like, you're annoying.
That's because in Cyberpunk, everyone looked like this.
Yeah, that too.
They were like so depressed.
I'm so waiting for that
patch. This game's never going to be finished.
Yeah. But so I looked at this NPC and I like went, right, I'm going to find your clone, see what I can find, see what this meta-human stuff is all about. And I ran around for about 5 minutes trying to find an NPC that looked the same as the first one, and they just weren't there. And it's so impressive that there's like a small team.
What's this meta-human thing? Sorry.
Meta-human's the it's like the NPC, well, the human form building tool built into Unreal Engine 5, basically. They use it in multiple ways in the demo. So they use they scan Keanu Reeves and can't remember her name anymore. It slipped my mind. Trinity.
Carrie-Anne Moss.
They put Carrie-Anne Moss. They put those two through MetaHuman so that like they're using the same tool, but they're very true to life. And then they've got the other ones that are just generated humans, and you can see a big difference. They show in the trailer. They do a bit where they have Carrie-Anne Trinity saying, "Oh, what would it be like if you could like change your face?" And they generate a whole load of duplicate people, and if you actually stop and look at them, none of them look anywhere near as good. But it's amazing the size and scope of the city. If you drive around and just look at the variety in the buildings, the people,
it's like
everything
LA,
about
right?
it. Exactly, and it's a tiny team that's building it, and that is so promising for games from studios big and small going forward.
The coalition helped them.
The coalition did help them, yeah.
They
Which is
reached
quite
out
funny,
to the
isn't it?
coalition. Yeah, it is. The director, Kate Rayner, I think her name is. She said that the technical director at the coalition, they reached out to coalition because of how good and like trustworthy they are. And it wasn't just Xbox. They did it for Xbox and PC. They helped them for both, optimizing it, right? Because that's what they're going to be doing.
They said they carried those optimizations for the Playstation version as well. Unreal.
Oh, did they? Coalition helps with that too.
Yep.
God damn it, step up your gameplay.
It's quite interesting when people were saying Unreal Engine 5 wasn't going to work on the Xbox. Then you got the Coalition first party Xbox studio working on the demo that we actually finally get hands on. It's brilliant irony there. But Hellblade, man, I missed it last week. You guys have talked about it. That game looks insane. I have some questions about how much gameplay there is. Like, as in, look, that's full gameplay. I want more gameplay, like you said, Zorka. But in terms of technical proficiency, I was floored. I was floored by it. There's a source video coming out about some people's disbelief that it's actually that good. But damn, that game looks insane. And that's early Unreal Engine 5, by the way. Can you imagine what they do later on with this dang sexy little engine? I love it. I'm so hyped. Finally, I felt that's next gen for the first time. Like, that's a next gen. That was it. That was the thing I waited for. The demo was like
Hellblade, though. So it's phenomenal visually, but you could execute that vision on previous gen hardware from what we've seen there, and that's not a criticism of it. Like, it's phenomenal to look at. But scope and scale, you could that gameplay segment. You could see that. It wouldn't look as nice, but you could do it on a previous gen console. I'm not saying that they will.
I mean,
or they
gameplay-wise,
should.
it definitely can. It's very restrictive. And
But in that sense, it's very different to the Matrix demo, though, right? Because the Matrix demo, you absolutely couldn't. The physics that are on display in there, that would not run on a previous gen console.
Ace is right, because most people don't understand what could be done and what's next gen and what's current gen. Like, most people don't understand. They just look at how a game looks and they just make a blanket statement, don't they, Asa? They say, like, this is next gen, this is not next gen, and they have no idea. I don't have any idea. Like, when Asa talks, I gotta listen. Like, the game looks like a feature, like a series that'd be on HBO Max or something you'd see in a movie. Like, it looks like something you're really seeing. What you're not seeing is the swordplay they've been working on, which is a massive overhaul. She's been training with the choreographer from the Star Wars movies for hand-to-hand combat with swords. But to say, like, this looks next gen, like, you don't know. Like, you'll need somebody like Alex Battaglia to say, well, when you look at the level of detail of rocks as you zoom in here and there, like this SSD talk, it's just armchair developers like crazy. Like, we try to pretend like they know. Hellblade looks phenomenal, we know that for sure, and I would have liked to see more traditional combat that we're going to see in this game, besides throwing a flaming spear at a large troll that kind of looks like Zocker in a way. No, I'm kidding.
Baby Zorka with his baby carrots. This game looks stunning, man. This game, I don't.
That doesn't look like me. There's no eyebrows. Shout out to Gunstar. He's like the man, the human eyebrow. I'm like, yeah. There's no taming this beast, bitch.
Thank you so much for the £2 super chat. They have sexy eyebrows. CW, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Have they fixed the PC Game Pass for Halo Infinite? I play them both.
I haven't run into any problems.
I haven't run into any problems either.
Even when it launched, I didn't run into any problems.
Yeah, I played it today on PC. Didn't have any problems. Doc CMF, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Pro tip: the USB-C port on the front of your PS5 is great for keeping your Xbox Elite controller charged and ready to go. CMF with the sauce. That's Sav, and we love it. We love that savagery. No, the game is great. Sheriff Marlon's busy, that's why I haven't. He'll have to let me know when he's available. Peter Morland, good to see you. Thank you so much for the £5 super chat. Love you, Gaz. But you are on a hiding to nothing tonight, mate. Ace is on fire. Asa has his moments. Yes, he flambéed my ass. He did flambe my ass. Final topic, because we wanna. This is it. This is 20. I mean, we won't be. By the way, sorry, just to let you know, we are not on next week because it's Christmas Day. If it was a Christmas Day, we would probably be on there. But this is the last show. That's
No
why
dedication.
No dedication
Are we
whatsoever.
gonna go through our highlights for the 2021 year after this last topic?
The highlights reel.
Yeah, like no, have us highlight what we loved about 2021. Each
Yeah,
of
this
us.
is it. Yeah,
Oh, that's
so
the one.
this
Okay,
is-
cool.
This
All
this
right.
is the final wrap up. This is we're gonna get really interesting in chat. I want to definitely hear your thoughts. Shout out to Happy Bomb in chat. So Colt, you also did a wrap up video that was really good, and I was meaning to do that, but yours is so good. I don't even know what is there any utility in me doing one. But wrap up your 2021 and what your highlights were, and if whether or not it lived up to your expectations.
No, it didn't. The wrap up I did was the review of the Xbox Series X in 2021 and the games and things that came along with it. The hardware performance of the Xbox has been pretty underwhelming, other than enjoying every game at 60 to 120 FPS. That is almost that alone is amazing. Ray tracing at 60 has been very sporadic. Xbox first party has not figured out how to do it on their own dev kit. I don't know what's going on there, so that bothers me. That if I want ray tracing in 60, I have to play Doom Eternal and Metro Exodus, which are amazing looking games, some of the best. I was telling you this earlier, one of the biggest highlights for me in 2021 was replaying the Mass Effect trilogy, which was almost as amazing as it was the first time. Even though that's an old game, like that team really did an excellent job with that remaster. Psychonauts was incredible. Flight Sim was amazing. Something I didn't think I would even care to enjoy. And
Great.
Forza Horizon 5, incredible. Halo Infinite surprised me. Like I knew it was going to be great. I knew 343 can make a great feeling game. Could they stick like the narrative? I felt like they really did a great job. That game's incredible. I haven't even really dipped my toes in the multiplayer because I've been playing the campaign twice. Xbox first party and the Game Pass offerings all year have been incredible. So we look at 2021 as like, man, we're really trying to get out of the mud of the way the world has been with a global lockdown and people losing their jobs, their livelihood, people's, income seeing a drop because the world's in a tough place. Developers having to go home and try to build games from phone-ins and Zoom meetings and Teams meetings. Like, it's just amazing games even came out. And I may have been underwhelmed with some of the things that happened with the console. Quick resume and game DVR need to be repaired. But it's just been such a good year. And the games have been super fun. And I've had game experiences I didn't think I would enjoy. And the ones I knew I would enjoy, I loved. So I think it's really great. And 2022 is looking really good. As Forbes says, Forbes thinks that Xbox is going to leave PlayStation in the dust with all that they built up. I'm glad Xbox...
You messy guy! You messy guy.
I am so glad that Xbox got out of the dugout for you Americans that watch football or baseball, or people like got off the bench for basketball fans.
Glad they're scoring touchdowns and hitting home runs. I'm so glad because Xbox sat there in the dugout and they weren't allowed to play. They didn't have the money.
Yeah.
Phil made such an amazing turnaround. Microsoft turned around and said, yes, just take the money and run. And we've already seen the fruits of that just this year alone. The games are incredible. They look super promising. And I'm glad to wrap up 2021. I think it was great. The year before was rough. I'm happy.
Before I go into Zorka to talk about his views on it, how do you predict the next year? Because we're on the verge of 2022. How do you think things are going to go? Is Xbox going to leave PlayStation 5 in the dust?
I think, things are only going to get better with the console as far as how it performs. But the games, and I know Zocker is like right along with me, the games are freaking unbelievable next year. Zocker and I are really looking forward to Stalker, and we're looking forward to Warhammer Darktide, which is going to be really great. You've got Redfall, which is another game Zocker and I are going to co-op the crap out of. And then Starfield is going to be like one of the groundbreaking space opera RPGs that we haven't had in a decade. We haven't had anything like that. And so, and then there's all the multiplats like Warhammer Space Marines 2. There's so many games that are coming out in February alone. It's just 2022 is going to be amazing. Xbox continue to do what they do. They're going to strike deals in Game Pass. All these first-party games are coming day and date. Like you're saving $400 or $500 every year on the game on the Xbox platform. So yeah, I think PlayStation has to do more than put out another Horizon game and Gran Turismo 7, which has been kind of looking underwhelming because Forza Motorsport is going to come out at the end of the year as well, and that game is fully next gen.
End of the year 2022.
They've already. I'm working on a video right now. Dealer just covered it really well 2 days ago. The creative director for Turn 10 basically just said yes, 2022, without fully saying it. So yes, obviously it's been 5 years. So PlayStation has to watch out. Xbox has the funding. They have the heart. They have the games. They have the talent. They've got all the studios. What are you worried about? That's 2022. Yeah.
It's I've got a source video coming out on this, but Xbox killed it in 2021. Zorka, did you watch that Xbox the documentary? That's so good.
I'm on episode 3.
Yeah.
My girl actually wanted to watch it with me. She's like, this is actually kind of interesting, so I kind of want to watch this with you. So I was like, all right, I'll save it. We can watch it together, you know. Get a little snuggles going. But you know, and it's cool, and it shows how up of a hill they had to climb, you know, and that's something for me that I really like watching is people working hard for what they do. And isn't
it refreshing how honest a corporation is in showing its missteps? Because this is why I like Xbox.
They have to be. They have to learn, right? Like,
they have to learn. But in disclosing that and a documentary and telling you stuff they didn't necessarily need to, Sony wouldn't do that.
And this isn't. Well, Sony has done that. Sony has shut down studios. They've had canceled projects at Sony.
No, I mean do a documentary like this.
Well, no. I mean, like what I'm saying is that like you have to be honest with yourself because let's just be honest. Xbox wasn't great even 3 years ago. Xbox was still having trouble with their first party Xbox what I said, I made a video, Xbox's shocking changes. That was about this documentary. That was about Phil Spencer, Shannon Loftus, a lot of people talking about the studios that they had before that they wish they still had. Lionhead, right? Bungie. Yeah. They said that we probably could have kept them if it was just now. Do you know why they say that? Because since 2014, when Phil Spencer, or 15, whatever, when he took over, he had one very vital thing he had to do was change the entire culture at the Xbox company.
That's what he said.
And changing a culture is not easy, people. It is really not. You need the right people. You need to be dedicated, and you need to freaking work your ass off to do that. And that's what they did. And he changed it, and now they probably could keep those studios. And segue, because I'm good like that, into 2021, that all those changes really amplified into 2021 and what we saw. Right, all the way from the launch of the consoles, which, you know, again, there wasn't a lot of exclusives. Play Gears Tactics, if you did, that was a launch for the console. It was great. I played it on PC like 8 months before that. Love that game. Check it out. Series X Enhanced, all that. But since the beginning of this year, like Outriders, MLB The Show, they've had games in there. The first party we knew was going to come at the end of the year. Now, I was not disappointed at all. I have beaten 46 games this year. I've enjoyed my gaming beyond anything I've had. I've played the Series X more than any other console, even more than the Xbox One X, which I played a shit ton because I didn't even have a really good PC. So I played a lot of my games there. Now I got a great PC and I'm kind of dividing them both. Like I want to play, you know, different games everywhere. Strategy games here, first person shooters here, other games over there. That's what I do. And I love the console. I love what they've done. I love what the games have come out. Third party, first party, everything. And Xbox first party has really been kicking ass since about July, August. They've really come out and just hit it out of the park, from Psychonauts to what Colt was saying with Flight Simulator to Age of Empires 4, which I freaking adored, and I got a code from Xbox to review it, to Forza Horizon 5 to Halo, my game of the year. So that was all great. Now for disappointing things, what Colt was talking about was ray tracing. A lot of the tech is not coming forward yet, and I expected that. Like that's what I said it. We've said it for years. I said it for a long time that it takes about 1.5 to 2 years to really see where this is going to go. Right. So as 2021 was going through, to me, PlayStation has disappointed me. I didn't really like Returnal. I know you did, Gaz, and I'm going to go back to it. I need to go back to it and give it a shot again. I'm not going to say I didn't like it because I didn't. I just couldn't gel with me. Maybe it just wasn't the right time. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's like that. You come back to a game and you enjoy it. Ratchet and Clank, I enjoyed it. Wasn't anything where I was like, whoa. It was just
Yeah.
a cool game. Miles Morales, loved it. Don't care. Absolutely adored that game because I love superhero games. So outside of that, outside of like the console war thing, I was disappointed in the games that PlayStation provided me. That's what I was disappointed in, at least for me. The hardware, they really are pushing it. There's ray tracing 60 in Miles Morales. The first party is getting their stuff down. Xbox needs to do that. They need to do that because I'm not going to sit here and get annoyed by the frames or whatever. I want the most optimized you can get the Series X because that's what I paid for. Okay? Like I don't care. I don't care. We can talk all we want. We can make any video we want. We go off of what they say, and if you don't bring me what you say, I'm going to get pissed off at you. So when you tell me hardware accelerated ray tracing, I expect it to be there. And I expect to get 60 frames as the standard like you said it was going to be.
Yeah.
And that's just me. You keep them freaking honest. That's it. Like, I don't care. I don't care who you are. I want you to be honest with me. Keep it and like they said, everything they do at Xbox is centered around the gamer. And it is. And so and they listen to our feedback. So that to me is great. As for going into 2022, this is where things are going to get interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because now we're going to start getting these games that Colt was just talking about, all these big games. And that Forbes article, it's funny. It's great. I think it's funny. It's flaming it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Sony's PlayStation ain't going fucking nowhere, people.
I was about to
you better get
your
your heads out of your asses if you think that, because Sony knows what they're doing. Don't ever underestimate Sony's PlayStation in gaming because they know what they're doing. The first 2 years of PS4 wasn't that great. They were called the indie station for a reason. Yeah. But do you know what they did this year? Well, exactly what they said. We're going to lay low. We're going to get our games right. And then you're going to know why you have a PlayStation. And that's true. Yeah. That show they showed, Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, all these games, exclusive Star Wars game. You just wait, man. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm an Xbox guy. I love the franchises at Xbox, and that's just what I am. And I love it. I love playing them everywhere on PC. That's why I'm an Xbox fan, because I can play it anywhere I want. Cloud, console, PC. That's what I want. Yeah. Now, Sony, I get it. They have exclusives, and that's all good. But I want them to do the same thing. Bring them PC, bring them everywhere. That's what I want to see from Sony. And they're going to have the games. Horizon Forbidden West is going to be a massive game. God of War is going to be a massive game. Gran Turismo, I don't care. Gran Turismo just doesn't matter. And people forget, Ghostwire Tokyo is coming there too, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff coming there next year that they're going to compete with Xbox. The big thing that people don't realize is that Xbox wasn't competing for a while. And now they are. This is why we're in the golden age of gaming. This is why all these games that are coming out, we're so stoked for, because Xbox is fucking competing, people. It's not one-sided anymore.
Why do you think PlayStation bought 6 studios this year, right, Zucker?
Exactly. Because Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo, 2 AAA games that are exclusive there, that partnership gone, out of here. Yeah. It's Xbox only now. So they're losing partnerships. That's just what it is. And so they need to compete, so they buy studios. And the CFO of all of Sony said, we're going to be investing more into studios, and we're going to be investing more into PC gaming. He said that at their financial
which pissed people off.
You're gonna see something about that, and it's just what it's going to be. Don't count out Sony, because I don't want them to be counted out. I want them to compete, because if they compete, Xbox is going to be like, all right, we got to do better, and that's what it's going to be. It's like I said, competition is key. It's the whole point. That's the whole point, right? The invisible hand. That's the whole point. Competition, we need it. And that's what's driven Xbox to what they are now. And I want Xbox to keep going, put that pedal to the metal, because these, like we're saying, Dark Tide, all these exclusive games, like, to me, they're exclusive because they're coming to Game Pass. I'm not playing them anywhere else if they're going to be on Game Pass. I'm sorry. That's almost like an exclusive game for me. And I'm going to be playing them, and there's a lot. And it's not just these two publishers. Look at WB coming out with Hogwarts, the Legacy of Hogwarts, coming out with Suicide Squad, Gotham Knights. You look at the Gollum game. You look at everything. Tencent's even coming in. Like, gaming is at the pinnacle of it, at the top it's ever been, because there's so much money in it. And that's what I look forward to seeing in 2022. What we get from every publisher, because I feel like there's a AAA game literally coming out almost every other week next year. Like,
feels mad.
Dude, it's insane. That's why I'm trying to beat every game I have right now. I'm like, all right, like, people forget Dying Light 2, Elden Ring, Forbidden West. That's 1 month. That's February. Like, shit.
Yeah, man, it's mad.
So that's all-
Sifu.
Sifu.
I'm the only guy who likes
I want
Sifu.
sushi now.
Yeah, sushi. Yeah, no, but well said, both of you. There, you kind of summed it up really well. Like, it's a very good commentary on how the state of the industry is. Before I wrap up and offer my thoughts, Asa, I think we kind of had this chat before about it with someone else, like we're doing a year in review. But because this is our last show, kind of, and things have developed because we've got Halo and Tech and Unreal Engine 5. We finally see Hellblade. We're tasting proper next gen.
Dude.
Can you tell us how you think comparatively the two platforms performed and what you're expecting in 2022? And don't obviously write out Nintendo, but well, actually no, I'm not. I'm asking.
I'm definitely going to write off Nintendo. Yeah, they're not even there as far as I'm concerned. Like, whatever. I actually really struggle with the concept of time. So wrapping up the last year is very difficult for me. I can remember yesterday. Everything before that blends. It's like my whole life before that. So I don't even know what's happened this year. I will say it's very different to previous generations in that Sony haven't been sitting on their hands for the first year. They've they've massively upped their game from both the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 3 launches because they're feeling the heat of that competition. And buying Insomniac was very key to them delivering that. Saying that, if they hadn't bought Insomniac, they did already have those partnerships in place, and that is something that Sony have historically been great at. They make key partnerships. People like to laugh at them because their best game at the end of the year was a Microsoft studio giving them Deathloop. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they can't use that studio anymore, but they are still going to find the right partnerships for their platform, as they have done for the last 2 decades. That's what Sony do. That's how they pushed Sega out of the industry. It wasn't through their first party studios. It was through money hatching, Grand Theft Auto and Tomb Raider. They're going to keep doing that. Sony are well established. They're doing well with their console. I think it's fair to say when you look at so Colt was saying that he was a bit disappointed with the way that the Xbox hardware has performed. That's only really relative to the PlayStation, because there's an expectation from the numbers that it's going to perform a certain amount better than the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation is punching above its weight there. Good for them. Both consoles are fantastic to use. There's a ton of games coming out to both consoles next year. There are only 2 consoles. I don't know, that other little toy, I don't understand. But if you like it, great.
Switch thing.
That one,
colourful one.
Coming out?
Probably.
That's the only game. Like Breath of the Wild 2 is going to come out next year, and I know a lot of people are. I think it's coming out next year. People are stoked. So.
Yeah, it's not confirmed for next year, but I don't think they've been confirmed the name yet. But it's on its way. I mean, Nintendo are going to Nintendo, and people enjoy them. That's fine. I'm probably the only one here that's looking forward to PlayStation VR 2. There's been a lot of talk about Gran Turismo 7 looking terrible. It does look fairly terrible. Like Turn 10 have an open goal right now. They're going to smash that one. Comparatively, the video that I did recently on Gran Turismo 7, where they were talking about, they had the director saying, "Oh, it's great to use the power of the PlayStation 5. It's a cross-gen title now, but those triggers feel like really braking in a car." Your game looks bad. Go and work on it. Sorry. But I'm probably going to love that game in the PlayStation VR headset too, right? That's going to be great because I love my VR. So that's something that PlayStation have over Xbox for sure. Again, what can I hear? Oh, Gaz, you've picked such weird music tracks. It's talking. I thought there was someone behind me.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to change the tracks for next year. New music, more chill.
Properly confused me. Yeah. I'm looking forward to next year and the year after and the year after that, because I love playing games and trading NFTs. So
you were doing so well until the end, right there, which I assume is the end. But no,
I actually agree with it, Asa, about the partnerships and stuff. But the one thing that's happening, Asa, that I've talked about multiple times in videos and stuff, is not just the buyouts. It's that Xbox understood what Sony did with Sega. And they have partnerships now with Avalanche Studios, locking down a AAA studio, locking down Crystal Dynamics, locking down IO Interactive, locking down a lot of partnerships where you're going to make an exclusive Xbox games. I feel like they're going through and just kind of wiping out potential partnerships that Sony can use against them. That's that's what I see. I see them flexing that wallet on them. And that's,
that's competition,
because if Sony did do it to Sega. you're gonna do it to Sega, somebody's gonna do it to you. It's the way it's gonna be. If you put that out there, somebody's gonna do it just as good or if not better. That's just me.
Yeah, and they've got a bigger wallet to contend with this time,
Jesus.
so it makes it so interesting. For the people who do care about my view, I agree with everything everyone has said, so I won't embellish too much. But I will say, in console warring, because I'm just a basic bitch like that. In terms of in terms of the console warring angle of it, I find it so remarkable, the turnaround. When we talk about competition, and both of you, Jen, said, don't write PlayStation off.
Nope.
That is not something you would even conceivably utter or leave your mouth in a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. So the fact that Xbox is bringing it back, to me, Xbox smashed 2021 really well, right at the end. Like, the quality is just amazing. So many narratives died this year. Think about it. Xbox has no good-looking games. Well, you had Forza Horizon... Sorry, not swear. Forza Horizon 5 just blew everything. Gameplay, reviews. You say games don't score. Highest scoring game. Game of the Year award. Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite came against so much flack about it flopping.
I think
it did well.
Xbox and Xbox Game Studio teams won more awards than PlayStation did this year.
100%.
Yeah.
It was not even close. It's not even like a competition. Like Xbox Game Awards, they just dominated. Like 100%. Strategy, like everything. They just
killed
it. It's what it is.
It's mad. It's mad how Xbox has done that.
Just the whole narrative's dead. Like Game Pass fodder. The Game Pass games aren't any good.
Dead.
Game Pass isn't sustainable. Dead. Xbox doesn't have any games. Dead. Xbox has more studios and are making more games. So that's dead.
What's left?
There's
What's
nothing
left?
like.
There's only one.
What?
Xbox needs a third-person over-the-shoulder action adventure game
right.
that's single-player.
That's not Hellblade?
No.
Okay.
No. Something like something like a Horizon.
Need an action adventure open world
action
game.
adventure open world.
And I don't
awesome.
think Compulsion is going to cover that.
Compulsion.
I think their game is probably, quirky. They do a quirky,
Fable.
Interesting type game. Fable isn't really it. So, yeah.
And Indiana Jones,
just
maybe.
one more. Yeah.
Honestly, I think they need something like a God of War. If they have something like a God of War, then it's like that. That's just me. But then again, Sony needs a first-person shooter, a third-person shooter, a multiplayer game. They have so many holes in their first party. It's insane. It looks like Swiss cheese. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. Like I'm just saying, like that's just me.
That's a great point there, and I've said that. And I think it's the PlayStation in the first party outfit are on the defensive. They're really going at it next year because by virtue of the fact that most of their games got delayed. So God of War, Horizon, Gran Turismo, but it doesn't do well. Like these are cross-gen games as well, all of them. Whereas the Horizon,
there's a rumor that Ragnarok might see a little bit of delay, but I think that game's coming out by holiday next year.
Oh, it's coming out. They've shown the gameplay. They showed a lot of stuff. That's kind of what they did with Horizon, and I guess it got delayed into February. But I think they need God of War next year, especially holiday season. What else are they going to have in the holiday season? If they don't have God of War holiday season, Starfield and Forza.
Well, they've got Gran Turismo 7 in the holiday season, right?
No, it's not. That's spring.
It's spring.
Yeah, so God of War needs to come out because I think Ghostwire is summer.
And I don't think Ghostwire has that kind of...
No, Ghostwire doesn't have that kind of like crazy attraction. At least to me, I don't really care.
I like the look of the game, but I don't.
I'll be playing Deathloop by then because it's gonna be on Xbox.
Yeah, I've got it on PC, but I haven't really played it. But it's a good game. Peeve, thank you. Good point. A great fighter would be great on Xbox. Like Killer Instinct is amazing. I think that's what Xbox definitely needs. But it's been a great 2021. Yeah, those two definitely. It's been an incredible. And I talk about this and romanticized competition, but it's such a good gen. This is just the beginning, and Xbox is doing so well. This is the beginning, and PlayStation is actually doing really well, uncharacteristic, like Asa says. And I am very intrigued with PlayStation's fight back. This is the best scenario when PlayStation fight back, because Sony needs PlayStation to do well. It will die. The company will tank if PlayStation doesn't do well. And you can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be exclusives out there that will make Xbox fans really salty, the same way Xbox games are going to do the same, vice versa. It's going to happen. do not write, like Zorga says, don't you even dare think PlayStation's out the picture. And that's why I love this industry. 2021 is such a bitter fight because God of War is a force. God of War was incredible. It was just incredible, the last game. And so I don't know if we're going to view it as favorably as the last one because that did something new and fresh and we were kind of taken aback by that. It's going to be more or less the same. So that kind of...
It'll be proof that you don't need next generation to make the game amazing. God of War is one of the best looking games that came out on the PlayStation. And it's incredible in the feel and everything. Like, and they can reskin and make a new expansive full campaign in Ragnarok, and we're all going to love it. Like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I mean, they already reinvented the wheel in 2018 when that game came out. So I want to see Xbox Studios do the same with a couple franchises, and it sounds like Coalition may be looking to kind of reapproach Gears as they start building Gears 6.
Is overrated.
I want to see the next thing I want to see from Xbox is new franchises. I want to see new IPs, new characters, something different, because that's exactly what Sony did. I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn, again, massive new franchise. Ghost of Tsushima, massive new franchise. Like, that's just what they did this generation. Days Gone, I know nobody likes it. I mean, I know a lot of people like it, but it's not getting a sequel apparently. Like, I get it, but it's a new game, right? Something different. So that's what I want to see from Xbox. I want to see new stuff in the future. This next E3, we're gonna get Redfall, which new, Starfield, new. So like it's coming. That's what I want to see. I want to see more, like, just new IPs, new characters, something different. Not like gameplay. Like, make it what you want, but I just want new IPs, new characters. I think we need, why not have another fucking Master Chief, right? Why not have another Gears, another tentpole franchise out there that just screams quality, and you're like, you take the gaming world by storm. You take the gaming world by storm.
Yeah, right now half of Xbox has 23 studios, and well over half of them are working on established IPs: Fable, Forza Horizon, Gears. I try to think as I go around. You've got Rare doing something new, Double Fine's doing something new, Compulsion's doing something new. The Initiative's a brand new studio. They didn't do something new. They're doing Perfect Dark. So I know people are like, new what? Like, what do you need new? It's like, but they need a new tent pole, like Zucker said, a new, like, big character, a new big franchise that will become big, like Master Chief did 20 years ago, like that. And I feel like PlayStation did that with Guerrilla Games with Aloy. Like, they brought out Aloy and Horizon Zero Dawn in 2017, the beginning of 2017, and that game has become an iconic character in the PlayStation studios.
And Xbox saved Guerrilla Games. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
That didn't just save Guerrilla Games. It made Guerrilla Games. Like,
it made Guerrilla Games?
Guerrilla has, I think they have like 400 or 500 people on staff now in 2 studios.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, they are massive now. They are a huge studio that's going to be a force to be reckoned with. And good. Make good games, because I'm playing
Shout out to Kid Smooth, who says, give Joanna Dark a chance. And easily. You've got Daryl Gallagher, who brought Lara Croft from a polygonal character I didn't give 2 craps about to an amazing game in 2013 that I will play every Tomb Raider game from now on, now that they've reimagined it in the modern way. The way that they're going to bring Perfect Dark in is going to be absolutely phenomenal. That team has worked with Sony Santa Monica, Rockstar, Activision, you name it. Like, there are some big heavy hitters there. So I wanted to see something new from them, but Perfect Dark's going to be really, really good.
Shady, you motherfucker.
Hoggy, sorry for missing your super chat. Thank you, because 2021 was the year Xbox took over the hype in the gaming world. Definitely had the mind share. Definitely was Xbox.
And it's continuing into next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And on the flip side, Activision and others gave a black eye to gaming. Yeah, there were some. We talked about Activision just being a flop. They need to get their affairs in order, and that's some serious non-gaming related
Let's not talk
issues.
about them, because then we got to talk about the murder of Blizzard, and I just want to cry.
Yeah, we'll move on from that. Doxy, thank you so much again for the super chat. He goes, Power On, hit the like button. That Power On documentary was amazing, by the way. I love that. I love that. That was so good. One of the most popular videos in our video was a retrospective on Phil Spencer, but this is redundant when this documentary came out, because that's what we were it's just amazing. Watch that documentary, people, if you haven't. It's on the official Xbox channel. It's been an epic 2021. I'm looking forward to sharing our experiences with all of you in chat, and you, Zoka and Colt and Acer, even Acer 2022. I'm looking forward to sharing gaming with you guys. It's gonna be an incredible generation. One day we'll look back on these chats. What did we get right? What did we get wrong? This industry will have a lot of surprises. VR, will it finally take off and Acer can finally say, I told you so? Because he's the only one who's telling us about VR. But it's gonna be an incredible generation. It's been a great 2021. Thank you so much in chat for everyone joining in. Just give an opportunity to these gents who have been incredible content creators who have entertained us with their content, who work tirelessly to produce content out there in no particular order. Colt, you are known for the highest production values in the space, an Xbox or whatever, even any irrespective of genre, to the point where someone said you're so dangerous because of the quality of your videos. And you...
that's our good friend. Oh no, it's Alex who said that.
It's Alex. Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's Alex said he's the most dangerous on YouTube because the production level is where people actually believe me. So yeah. But now that's pretty funny. Now we've become good friends.
What's in store for you and your high quality propaganda? What's it?
Yeah. There you go. I'm working on probably the most challenging video I've ever made. Let's see. On camera here, you can see I've got a track racing seat there and a steering wheel set up, and I wanted to show how console gamers can get into a sim-like experience now that the consoles are so performant and the immersion of that. So I'm trying to put together a video with multi-camera angles. It's been really crazy, and I've kind of been working on it on and off all week, and I just want to get that done, and I want to take a breath and enjoy Christmas with my family, because 2021 for me on YouTube has been a crazy uphill battle and a great time. So I'm really grateful to all the people who supported the channel and helped it grow, and people like you and people in the chat who've helped me and taught me. I'm really super grateful. So thank you so much.
No, thank you. And there's no XNC on Monday, right?
As far as planning, no, I don't have the show. It's 32 episodes consecutive since I started in May. Thanks to Asa and Gaz who pushed me and taught me and just pointing me in the right direction. Go Live has been a big inspiration, and I'm gonna miss this one. I got a kid's birthday, and just want to so close to Christmas. I just want to just chill.
You trust me, please. You've earned it. You've definitely earned it. Thank you so much, Cole, and thank you for stepping in as well. You really are one of the best of the best, and one of my best friends as well. Thank you so much. It means a lot, honestly. Last but certainly not least, it's the man who made his debut with his face on our show. What a great way to end this year with both of you on here. Zorka, you, as always, hit us with your nice takes. We're very different views, but at the same time very similar as well. And I love that. I love that, you comic book villain that you
By the way, it's that joke. He literally calls me a comic. He's like Zalker, I feel like you're a comic book villain. Like,
you are.
You're nice, but really, I feel like you want to hurt me. I was like a little bit.
Have you watched that movie Chronicle where one of the guys just turns evil? I just feel that's you. You and So Shady as well. Also, So Shady is very similar to me.
That's why me and Shady get along.
It's
my boy. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate Gaz, Asa, and Colt. Obviously, you guys are really good friends, and I just, honestly, like, I just love making videos. I love talking content. 2021's great. Like Colt said, like the uphill battle for me, like, I get it. Like, the pandemic last year was like easy. Like everybody was watching everything because everybody was home, and now everybody's getting out, living life a little bit more, and that's good. And
it is.
I really love just being able to make and talk video games, because that's my passion. I mean, I just, I have a lot of passions, comic books, this stuff, but talking to people here in the chat, talking to people about games, talking to you guys, like in parties and everything, like, Gaz, you weren't here for, at least at the community in the beginning when I came here, and you know, you and Asa just kind of fit right in. Like, you guys are just like, it's just so easy to talk to you. Like, you know, I love talking to you guys, and it's just great. I'm glad to be here. And, you know, and now we're about to go into the holidays. I want everybody in the chat to cherish their family, have a good time, and, you know, play a bunch of games, and just make sure you have a lot of good family time this year. And man, it's just been a good year, and next year is going to be even better. And, you know, it's not, for me, it's not even tiring. I love making videos. It's not tiring. It's not work. I work 40-hour week, and what I do at work is intense. And when I make a video, it's almost like a break. Like, I enjoy
That's
it.
amazing.
Like, it's fun to do. And, you know, I have a process. I love talking about it. I love looking at, you know, when I'm at work, people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm reading about games, man. I'm reading about what's going on in the studio or whatever this or this business thing. And they're like, slow down. I'm like, nah, man, this shit's fun. Shit's great to talk about. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm enjoying. So, you know, and then we're nothing without the people here talking to us on chat. We're nothing without the people watching us. So, you know, thank you for the support. And this year was awesome. And next year's going to be even better. And we're going to bring out more content. Colt's going to bring out some elaborate, insane video that I'm going to sit there and go, fuck you, because that looks so good. And then, you know, and then we're just going to hang out and have a good time. And, you know, thanks again, you know, and the camera, Gaz and Cognito, Lord Cognito, he pushed me to get the camera hard. Cog was on my ass, bro. He was like, you better do it, bro. I'm like, all right, Cog, chill, bro. You flexing on me. I'm kind of scared. So I'm glad we're going to do it. And, yeah, I'm gonna play some games, and I'm about to go eat some freaking food. I'm starving. I'm about to get a burger. I don't give a shit.
You earned it.
I'm gonna get fat.
I'm getting fat for Christmas.
I'm getting fat.
I'm already there. I'm already there. But it's a pleasure. Your passion is abundantly clear. Both of yours, all of yours, and we're very, very grateful for that. Before I do a very soppy outro, which I always do, but it comes from the heart. Let's talk to a robot. Asa! No,
damn!
Oh, I had to do it. He just completely decimated me in 2021 right at the end.
Yeah, you're like dead on the ground. You threw a little thing at him. I don't care.
Yeah, I just like nothing. And Asa just he flambéed me so hard. But Asa, it's been a fun 2021 for gaming. But me and you as well. We're like a family. We've had our ups and downs, struggles with our website, struggles with just generally making things work. But you are the genius that makes this work. You are the guy who runs. I don't even know how to do it. If Asa gets ill, Asa has the reason why we're consistent. I have to say this. The reason we're consistent is because of Asa. Every week, he has not missed a single show. I've missed 2 or 3. He has not missed a single one. He's the one who runs the show.
You didn't have to say this. Everybody knows this already.
Everyone knows this, but I feel compelled to say it because I don't say it enough. I don't feel like that. I don't even know how to run StreamYard or whatever the hell. I don't even know how to do it. I can just be myself and talk. I just feel a bit of guilt where I take over a show because I'm just my ADHD and a motor mouth. But Asa, thank you as a business partner and as a friend for making the show what it is. And tell...
Yeah, stop talking already, Gaz. Jeez.
And why I love you, and I will make you pregnant, and leave your wife, and
this all nice and warm and snuggly, like. Yeah, 2021's been obviously it's been a big year for us coming from wherever we were a year ago. Like I say, I can remember yesterday, and everything else blends together. So I'm sure we were nothing at the start of 2021. And we've just been meeting new people, having fun on these shows, having fun building our website and things like that. Getting this community around us, the people that are in chat right now and the people that are watching afterwards, talking to us on social media, on the website, everywhere. It's a great time. 2022, I think that's what comes next, is going to be a fantastic one all around for everybody that likes gaming and everybody that likes being part of this community. So yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you. No, honestly, that Ace's outro is so succinct and clear. But in comes in my non-succinct, long drawn out outro, but it won't be. But I just want catch up with the super chats very quickly. Hoggy, you talked in super chat. Everyone, whether you super chat or not, we're very grateful. The fact that you come to watch us, it means a lot. It really does. But for those all who are members, who really help us keep the engine going, thank you. Hoggy, you've been one of the really good support of all of us, even Colt and other shows. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says happy holidays to you all. Thank you, Hoggy. It means a lot.
We got
Papa,
to talk to him on Xbox Live this week, which was
such a nice guy.
a first. Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's not often. There's so many people in this community, and I get messages when I'm playing, and I don't know who they are by gamer tag versus like social media handle. But like Hargy messaged me one day. He's like, "Did you add me on Xbox?" And I did, and he jumped in my party, and we just talked for like an hour. And he's been in the party a couple times. It's just really cool to meet people. Donnie's another one. I told him, I added him the other day. I'm like, just jump in when you see me on. There's just been
I'm scared to add you, Donnie. I'm scared to add you, Donnie. He sounds like a psychopath. You're a psychopath, you, Donnie. I can't wait to chat to you. No, but thank you, chat. Papa Bocco 72. That's a cool name. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Happy holidays to the panel. Thank you. Thanks for the great year. No, thank you for tuning in, making this possible. RDX, son of a fet. Thank you. Perfect way to end this super chat, this show. $7 super chat. Thank you so much. Because Review Tech USA did a video about an article that proves 60% of console porn traffic comes from PlayStation. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a perfect way to end the show.
The other 40% is Gaz on his Xbox.
Facts. But no, everyone, thank you so much. Sorry that source videos haven't become frequent. It's been a mad week for me at work, but we have something very special coming in. We want to push the content. We really do. Please check out GameOnDaily.com. We built this with a view to build an app and really get it going. The website is doing pretty intricate things. Would love if everyone watching us at least register and comment on the site. It's doing a lot of stuff. The news is there. Please use that website. Doc CMF, thank you so much for Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, go live. Thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Smash that like button if you enjoyed it on the way out, and we'll see you in 2022. Peace.
Later.